Yeah, I was gonna say you can turn the speaker off, but you don't have to because.
We don't have music.
No, I muted the whole computer.
Oh.
But it still pipes in to
With like
desktop audio. Yeah, so I might just turn that. Ah! You didn't have to do that.
I turned it down.
Literally started by saying you don't have to do that.
It's
All right,
fine.
let's turn down the music a little bit then. Now it's really in the background. Hello.
Hello.
Arculus, what's up? I'm wearing my Films from the Phantom Zone shirt. Ah!
In honor of the stream.
I didn't know you had one of those.
I am not wearing mine.
Me neither. I'm wearing a tank top that I bought. And Berto's wearing his TASM 2 shirt.
Yeah.
Because why not?
I almost wore my Punisher shirt, and I should have.
Oh, yeah. I think... Wait, do I have a Punisher shirt?
Do you?
I think I may, actually.
Why do we both have Punisher shirts?
And are not wearing them. That's a really good question.
All right.
All right, let's see. I need... I'm so far away from everything.
Yeah, but your monitor is so fucking big.
I know. I just need to, like, boop, and zoom in. Like a teleprompter. Boom.
Oh.
Alrighty. This is not Thunderbolts. Did it say Thunderbolts somewhere? I updated. Fuck!
Live podcast recording Thunderbolts. Oh, we already did Thunderbolts.
I didn't update this?
That was 2 weeks ago.
I don't think I can do it now, right? Well, no, I can, but it's not going to update in the VOD. I remember doing this once.
Whatever.
But people will see it, so let me just go ahead.
Yeah. Punisher 1989.
I did this and then, like, we had to update the computer. So then
Yeah, but your computer's better now.
Oh, my God, it's so good.
So maybe that won't be an issue.
Okay, cool. But in the VOD, it's just going to say Thunderbolts Forever. So.
Whatever.
And maybe some of the other things like Instagram. No, Instagram I updated.
How many people actually watch our VODs, I wonder?
I don't know. Like 2.
Oh, okay.
Multi-stream chat? Additional permissions. Oh, fuck off. I'm not doing all that right now. Okay, cool. Alrighty, let's get going. Who's ready?
I'm ready.
10 o'clock. Berto got here 2 hours ago, but we had to go eat dinner.
2.5.
Nah, you weren't here at 7:30.
I got here at 7:30.
You're here at like 7:50.
Let's look at when I texted you I just parked. I think it was like exactly 7:30.
We got some food, and then we had to update some things. I got a brand new computer, so literally all the drivers, everything needed updated, and there's some things that I couldn't help but forget. So
it's a pretty computer.
Isn't it pretty?
Yeah.
I'm gonna do. By the way, if you're here, if you're a member of the Patreon, I'm doing a studio tour. I was waiting to get a new computer before I do a studio tour.
Whoa.
Wouldn't that be fun?
That'd be fun.
I got a lot of memorabilia we can talk about. Like that picture of
That's-
Berto and Charlie Cox.
Yeah, me and Charlie Cox, my best friend. My best friend, Charlie Cox.
I think I'm going to move that comic book. I want the comic book of us behind me here.
Oh, yeah, because that's relevant.
So it shows up on camera.
Yeah.
And then I'll put another comic there. Yeah. There's a lot of slamming of the walls going on because everything's slightly crooked, I'm noticing. And, like, it wasn't like that before. I think it's just like the wall. Like, this is a building. It's a big building. Anyway, Sabdrab is here. RL Skill is also here.
Whoa, hey, what's up?
Cool. People are here. Let's get going. Let's start with news. You ready?
Yeah.
And check out what I did. I pulled the Stream Deck.
Whoa.
Yeah, I had a long enough cable. It was just stuck. I didn't run it correctly, so I pulled it over.
Well, since you were redoing your whole computer
Yeah,
anyway.
yeah. I might as well. And so now I can use it. So I can hit some button. Wait.
It's not useless anymore.
I'm going to hit this button. Wait.
Let's see if it works.
Hold on. I'm going to hit this button to start recording. Boom.
Okay.
I'm going to hit this button to start the news. Welcome to News from the Phantom Zone, where we bring you some of what happened the last 2 weeks in comic book movie world news and personal news. Berto, what are you up to?
Shit. In the
Why
past,
is this always a surprise?
well, in 2 weeks, nothing's really. I've just been working. Been working.
You bought a new little game piece for your Star Wars game.
Well, I didn't even buy it for the game. I bought it for the
Right.
figurine.
It sounds so diminutive the way I just said it. It's like when you bite your little toy.
How about a little like mini Outrider model from Star Wars,
Yeah.
and that's like my favorite ship. So it's nice
I-
that they actually have a model of it.
Why is the Outrider your favorite ship?
Because Shadows of the Empire was like a big part of my childhood.
The game or all of it?
All of it.
Really?
Game, movie, comic, book.
But like
or
only
movie.
the game.
Comic, book.
Okay.
Yeah.
But is it only the game focused on Dash Rendar and the Outrider?
He's in the book, but like the game is the main focus.
Right.
of
Like
that,
that's
yeah.
his. The game is his thing.
Yeah.
And then everything else is it's about Luke and Han. When Han's frozen.
It's like Luke
and Leia
Vader,
and Vader.
Prince Shizor.
Oh,
yeah.
okay.
Boba Fett's in there a little bit. It's a fun story though.
Let's see. Are we having a baby? Okay.
No.
Anyway.
Arculus said we killed Gallywix. Oh yeah, we killed a raid boss in World of Warcraft.
Oh, you and Arculus?
Yeah.
Oh, that's pretty cool.
And Sabdrab.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Nice. Oh, cool. Whole gang.
So we did that. I don't know if that's newsworthy, but we did it.
Probably not. I spent a week building a computer, because I was mostly doing it after work.
Yeah.
So I had about an hour a day to tinker with it, install something, move stuff around, and then obviously, like once it gets all built, then you gotta install Windows and all your drivers and all your favorite programs and all your apps and all your folders. And then we booted up Streamlabs, and like I hadn't plugged in a webcam yet, so it was like those drivers didn't work. How to put those in
Reboot the computer twice.
yeah. But I have an amazing computer now.
Yeah, now he can play Hogwarts Legacy.
Well, maybe not. I have the same graphics card. I carry that over, but it's like Hogwarts. I think is just a bad game. Like it just doesn't work very well.
I think this is exclusively a PC issue, though.
Is it? Yeah.
I think it runs pretty well. It runs pretty well on Xbox, at least.
And it's like it's on Switch for fuck's sake.
I think it runs
like,
very poorly on Switch, though.
okay.
Most things do.
So it should run better on PC. And like my card is like not brand new, but it's not that old either. It's like 6 years old. You know what I mean? It's like
Yeah.
it plays good. I've played really good games on it before. So it was just Hogwarts Legacy can fuck off.
RL Skill said, not gonna lie, I could have sworn y'all did Thunderbolts already.
Yeah. We fixed it. Okay, I'm sorry.
The title should be fixed if you refresh.
I don't know. Maybe.
I don't know.
All
we
right.
did change it, though.
That's enough of personal news. Let's get down to the real news. Let's go. Wanda Maximoff is dead. Confirmed.
Kind of.
This is your story. Do you want to talk about it?
Yeah. So there's a Marvel comic called like TVA, and it apparently takes place in the it supposedly takes place in the MCU continuity, and they have confirmed that the Scarlet Witch is dead in that comic,
Oh,
like dead.
dead, like real dead.
Yeah.
Yeah, by a character named Nightmare.
Right. Who I guess was originally supposed to be the villain in Multiverse of Madness before they rewrote it.
To be Wanda.
Yeah.
Interesting.
So it's. I don't know if this actually means anything.
I was gonna say, does this literally mean anything at all? Because
I think it's just like as of right now, yeah, she's dead.
I understand that it's meant to be like MCU adjacent or part of the MCU or whatever, but it's still a comic at the end of the day, and those get retconned all of the time.
Those will be the first
And
thing to get retconned.
As far as the movies go, it's not even a conversation. It's gonna be like, oh, we want Wanda back, done.
Because there's been a few MCU adjacent like comic books. Like they used to do it all throughout like phase 1 and 2. Like
A
before a movie
tie-in,
came out, there'd be
yeah.
a tie-in comic.
But
I
those
think
got retconned all the time.
I think almost all of them got retconned.
Some of them got retconned in the very movie, because movies are getting like re-edited all the time right before they go out.
It's hard to like for multimedia projects. It's hard to keep everything like
Yeah,
on the same level.
not everything can be Shadows of the Empire.
Exactly. And they made the smart decision of doing everything except the movie.
There you go.
So yeah, it's as of now, MCU Scarlet Witch is dead. Sorry, Elizabeth Olsen fans,
Sorry, for,
myself included.
Chris is a big fan. He was very mad at Multiverse of Madness for making her the villain. I was like, I thought it was
RL
fine.
Skill said it's not a confirmation about MCU Wanda, just a random line in the book about MCU Wanda.
Okay, well, anyway.
It's probably not gonna amount to anything.
Jake Schreier may direct X-Men. He's being tapped, so they say. By the way, all last time we talked about Thunderbolts, I kept on saying Schreier because I'm an idiot.
It's Schreier.
It's Schreier. It's Jake Schreier. I noticed there's an extra E that I did not carry in.
Oh.
So he is the director of Thunderbolts, or as some are calling it, the New Avengers.
Yeah. I mean, Marvel's calling it the New Avengers.
Yeah, right. Whether or not it's officially retitled or not. I just saw like the numbers for Thunderbolts. Not great.
No?
I'm really disappointed in that.
Damn.
It was like 300 million worldwide. It's just like kind of fine. Like Captain America made a lot more, and
man, that movie was a lot worse.
It's a lot worse. Yeah, this is a great movie. And it's a lot of people are there's great word of mouth and great reviews, and people love Thunderbolts, and I think that's all really Marvel's gonna focus on.
It's almost nothing but like good buzz about the movie.
Yeah, but it just didn't. Maybe it should have been called New Avengers like early. I mean, we talked about this
a week in though.
No, they did it 2 days in.
Oh.
2 days in, they changed the title to New Avengers to try to get butts and seats. But it's like, even that maybe wasn't enough, unfortunately.
That sucks because it legitimately is a very good movie.
Oh, yeah. I mean, I was going to say, it's like the best Marvel movie since Deadpool and Wolverine. That was like not that long ago. But, so he might be doing X-Men next. And as we talked about it in our review, but, Jake Schreier, Kevin Feige, and John Watts were just like this. They've made like a really close team in coordinating and doing, and kind of like refining the story. And it shows because Thunderbolts was really well written and very well executed. And we talked about it. Like, it's just overall a really good movie.
Yeah, no, we both loved it.
So if he's going to do X-Men, I'm all about it. And X-Men's a team-up movie. And, they put together a really good team movie in Thunderbolts.
Yeah. And they did it with characters that we don't even really know or cared about at the time, really.
I care about 3 of those characters a lot. Right? Like,
I mean, I care about them now. Like, but the only one that really had any, like, was pulling people in was probably Yelena, though.
And Bucky. Bucky's, like, one of my favorite characters.
Bucky's not in the movie that much, though. But he shines when he is, but he's not in the movie much.
Yeah. Yeah, go ahead.
I was gonna say he kind of just has his own like little side thing going on, and then he joins up.
Mm-hmm.
But
all for it. Let's make it happen. X-Men.
Spider
Nerd says, "I'm here. I'm queer. I'm ready to hear." It's good rhyming.
Yeah.
About the dude who sometimes fights the man without fear.
Oh, that's good punishment.
Oh,
Punisher.
Yeah. Okay, so he saw the correct title. You see, everyone.
Thank God.
The streaming service known as Max will be renamed to HBO Max again.
What the?
You hear that, Elon? It can be done.
What are they doing?
Make it Twitter again.
Yeah, that's true. You can change the name back. It'll be fine. Everybody was calling it HBO Max anyway. Everyone's still calling it Twitter.
Yeah.
Like, just do it.
I think HBO Max to Max. I think a lot of people were calling it Max, actually. Just because the transition was there. They called it HBO Max for like a year. Anyway, if you don't know the history of this, it's so dumb. HBO used to have 2 streaming services. Go and Now.
I hated that because I didn't know which one I was supposed to use.
You used HBO Go if you were already a subscriber of HBO
and
through a cable service.
Now was you're subscribing online.
Online only. You got the same exact programming, by the way. I don't really understand. I mean, neither means anything. Go or Now.
Why was it called Go?
Because it came first, I think.
And there was HBO like on the go?
Yeah, because you can watch it on your phone.
That's fucking dumb.
And so anyway, they consolidated when HBO was combined with Universal with the AT&T purchase. AT&T bought all of these things, and then now you had HBO was owned by Warner Brothers, who also owned Universal Studios. All of it owned by Comcast, right? And then all of it owned by AT&T. And then so they named it HBO Max because then they had a huge library of content then.
For about a month. And
then
they deleted all their library of content and distributed it to other platforms.
No, that was more
recent. It was never
recent.
actually on HBO.
That was more recent. But so they had all of DC. They had they had all the Time Warner stuff. They had
Again,
all
for
of the
a little
Universal
bit.
stuff and Warner Brothers. Um, really a huge library. Anyway, then they merged with Discovery, and so they folded in all the Discovery content. And at that point, they wanted to rebrand yet again. So then they dropped the HBO Max because they wanted to avoid the adult connotations affiliated with the name HBO.
That's stupid.
Because HBO is for adults, and they want to be inviting to everyone. Because there's a lot of like Midwestern stupid moms out there, Berto, that go, kids can't watch HBO. That's for boobs.
That's for boobs, because I saw one episode of Rome and one episode of Game of Thrones.
Yeah, man. And by golly, there were too many boobs.
Listen, there's a lot more than boobs on HBO. There's movies.
There's really good movies. And if you look beyond the boobs, the TV shows are really good.
Growing up, I always thought of HBO as like the movie channel, not boobs.
Not like the
channel.
softcore porn channel.
Yeah, I was just like, oh, that's the channel that they play like kind of
They
new
had
movies
that.
on.
I don't know if you remember when HBO Go and Now were still a thing. Like, if you had clicked 18 or above on the
It
streaming
had like a
service,
separate section.
it had like an adult section, and it was like straight up softcore porn, like not even
Not even like.
fun to watch porn. Like, it's
Oh.
just like boobs.
If you just want to see boobs on TV.
And then they finally were like, all right, we shouldn't. And I think Apple was like, we don't really want porn, right? Apple's like very much like that, so they're like, stop, cut it out. And they were like, okay,
Okay,
cable only.
We'll just put
basically.
porn in our shows.
Right. We'll just make the shows extra
Extra horny.
extra sexy. Yeah.
Which they kind of did.
Anyway, so now we're here. We are today. The company is almost in ruin. Their CEO got a huge salary increase. Right. This guy made.
They're in ruins. The CEO got a raise.
Oh yeah, man. This guy. Oh fuck. What's his name?
Zaslav?
Zaslav. Yeah, David Zaslav.
Fuck that guy.
He made like an extra like $20 million last year.
For what? Failing?
For for driving these companies into the ground, dude. So they might as well go back to something that makes sense and try to rebrand, try to like regain some good faith, I guess. Did you see the marketing for this, by the way?
No.
It was pretty good. They had like, I don't know whether it's real or not. It looked real, but they had like a TikTok clip of Peacemaker, right?
Okay.
It's John Cena, and he's doing like reads for ads, and he's like, "Hey guys, by the way, this is like behind the scenes footage, or maybe it's staged. Who knows?" And he's like, "I just saw like starting tomorrow. I just got the call. We're gonna be HBO Max." And they're like, the producer's like, wait, what? Like everyone on set's like, huh? And he's like, yeah, like this is, check your email. So like, I'm just verifying. I'm gonna say HBO Max instead of Max every time Max pops up on the teleprompter. And then like one guy backstage is like, yeah, we were at a meeting this morning with marketing, and they're gonna change it back. And then everyone starts laughing in the background. And then John Cena's like, so we're doing this, right? Like roll, like, and like that's the whole thing.
That's pretty funny, actually.
It was pretty funny, and whether it's real or not.
Yeah.
Like, I thought it could have been real, actually.
That could have been. The people laughing in the background makes you think it was like real.
The laughing in the background was like all like the sound people and all the stagehands and shit.
Because that's funny. They're like, oh yeah, we're changing the name back, guys.
So yeah. Anyway, that's fine with me. Make it make sense. Just pick something and stick to it. You know.
Yeah.
And also like bring the company back. Like make it good again. You remember when it used to be good?
It's been a long time.
Remember when Warner Brothers was like a good movie studio?
It's been a long time.
It's been a good like 6 years. It's like pre-COVID. All right, we got some Avatar news. The Aang movie, which is called The Legend of Aang: The Last Airbender, which I don't know about you, I think it's a bad title.
They just took both titles that they called the original show and put them together.
Mushed them together, yeah.
Because I think like everywhere but America is called The Legend of Aang, and in America is called The Last Airbender.
Yeah.
All they did was remove Avatar.
But like my understanding was that it was always like Avatar: The Last Airbender, but like subtitle in some way is like Legend of Aang, because then the next one was called Legend of Korra.
Yeah, but like they never called it Legend of Aang in the U.S.
But like, if you just saw Legend of Aang, The Last Airbender, you would think, oh, it's just like a re-airing of the same
it's
show.
the show. Yeah,
You would never think this is a brand new movie.
It's not a good title because it's going to confuse people.
I'm confused.
Yeah.
Anyway, it's been delayed. But they
Not by much though.
They masked that news by putting up that new poster on the top. I didn't even see about how much.
The poster looks kind of cool.
That's fine. It's nothing special.
I like the font. I can appreciate the typography.
Here you go.
Yeah.
Also, Netflix Avatar cast was announced for season 2.
Nice.
And 3, actually. These are characters that they're filming them back to back, which is probably really smart.
Yeah, because I was looking at this, I'm like, these are like book 3 characters.
Most of them are book 3 characters.
Yeah.
Because I think they already announced a lot of the book 2 characters. So I think these are the people that are coming in right now to start filming season 3. They're filming them back to back, which is, I think, is super smart. You have more time for editing and all that.
The
other
kids
nonsense.
won't get too old.
Yeah, right. So we have Madison who as Faye.
I don't know who Faye is.
No one knows. It's an
Okay.
original character.
Interesting.
We're figuring out. So who knows? And again, one of my favorite things about this TV show is that it does something that like all of these remakes are not doing, which is just try something original.
Yeah.
You know, like
No, we don't need a one-to-one adaptation.
No. I hate those. Rewrite the story a little bit so it
they're
fits
always
for your,
worse.
Yeah. So it fits your content. It fits your what's the word I'm looking for? Your format better. You know, and we talked about this. We did a whole episode on it, but like we can actually go and say this is a different thing. You know, if you like the original, go watch the original. If you want to try something new, try this, and I like it for that, right?
Yeah.
By the way, Spider Nerd says he actually read Game of Thrones when he was 14, and my aunt slapped me when she heard about it. Oh wow! And he has the same shirt. Of course he does.
Oh, yeah. It's the
and
best spider symbol.
How do you say this person's name?
I don't know if it's Dyken or Dickin.
Oh, okay. Try the last name.
Lockman.
Okay, cool.
Lockman.
Okay,
I know that one.
Yeah, so she's in a lot of stuff.
She's in a lot. Like, have you looked at her IMDb? It's a lot.
She's Altered Carbon.
Yep.
I
Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.
knew. Yeah, I was waiting for that. What's the new Severance?
Severance.
Severance. So she'll be Avatar.
I think she was in Arrow.
Oh, really?
She was in or The Flash, one of the Arrowverse shows.
Oh,
yeah.
I think it was The Flash. So she's gonna be Avatar Yang Chen.
She kind of like, I'm picturing her bald. It kind of works.
Yeah, me too. The half bald.
The half, yeah. She got like the it's all in the back.
Yeah. Apparently she's like part Tibetan too, so that works out.
Okay.
Yeah, and like she seems to be a very popular actress. Every time I see people talking about her, it's all really good things. So I'm like, yes.
No, everything I've seen her in, I've enjoyed her in.
Yeah.
So.
And like the first season of Avatar, all of the adult actors except for the grandma are all phenomenal. Like they're all incredible.
Gran kind of sucked.
Yeah, Gran was not great. But she only had like one line anyway. So whatever. We moved past it. The kids, some of them need help and they're getting better probably. The adults were all incredible. And so it gave me like Harry Potter vibes where like the kids are kids.
The kids, they'll get better.
Yeah, you forgive the kids for not being that great.
You give them a little bit. You can cut a little bit of slack from them.
A little bit of grace.
Unless you're Jake Lloyd for some reason. Like,
yeah, I'm talking about Harry Potter.
Oh, yeah.
But the adults are all fantastic. I mean, think about the adult actors in Harry Potter.
They're all Shakespearean actors.
Yeah, it was a who's who of British actors.
Yeah.
Like all of the best.
They went all out for that.
Yeah. So that's kind of the vibes I'm getting here. Dolly De Leon as Lowen Lee. She kind of looks it. Sure. Yeah.
Yeah.
Lily Gao as Ursa. That's the mom.
Zuko's mom.
Zuko's mom. Yeah. Terry Chen as Jung.
Oh, okay. We're finally getting Jung.
Yeah.
We're getting a little late.
Well, he had one episode in season 1 that we skipped over. So who knows? I guess he's going straight into season 3. Although it'd be interesting if they do something similar where he meets him earlier on. It doesn't go well, right? He doesn't want to firebend, and then he comes back later, or do something different.
Yeah.
John Briones as
PM Dao.
PM Dao. So
that's the sword master, right?
Yep. Yeah. So they couldn't cast John as John.
Damn.
Missed opportunity. And now this one's really interesting. Tantu Cardinal as Hama. Look at that lady and tell me she wasn't ripped straight from the cartoon.
Holy shit.
She looks
Holy
exactly like Hama.
Just change the hair a little bit. That's it.
Yeah, make it more white, I guess, and not so pretty, right? like rough her up a bit.
Right.
I'm super excited about this. This
is a good casting.
Cast. Yeah.
Where have I seen Terry Chen before? He looks very familiar.
Terry Chen. I don't know.
Huh.
I can look it up.
Okay. He looks really familiar. It might just be his hair that looks familiar, honestly.
Terry Chen, Canadian actor of Taiwanese and Chinese descent. By the way, he's from Edmonton. He's right up Philly's alley.
Oh, nice.
He has been in Almost Famous. Some other stuff. He was in iRobot.
I haven't seen that since I was like 8 years old.
He was on Snakes on a Plane.
Oh, shit.
He was on the A-Team. The new one from 2010.
The remake?
Yeah. Cabin in the Woods. Elysium.
Cabin in the Woods. Was he one of the people?
I have no idea.
He had to have been one of like the employees in the
operations guy.
Oh yeah, that adds up. Maybe that's where I saw him
on TV. He's been in Mary-Kate and Ashley in Action, Dark Angel,
Mary-Kate and Ashley,
Jake 2.0, The Twilight Zone, the 2003 one. He was in Smallville for one episode.
Somebody say
Battlestar Galactica.
I think I saw him in Battlestar Galactica.
Psych.
Ooh, who's he playing Psych?
It doesn't say. Oh, Tom Fong.
Ooh.
It doesn't say for how long. Probably one episode.
Probably like 1 or 2 episodes, yeah.
Battlestar Galactica.
I've probably seen him in Psych, Battlestar Galactica, and those are probably the 2 things that iRobot I'm not going to remember.
It's a TV show called Van Helsing. I don't remember that.
Never seen that.
Legends of Tomorrow, Genghis Khan.
Oh, that's fun.
Last of Us.
Oh, that's recent. Oh, shit.
He was in 1 episode. He was Captain Kwong.
Season 1 or 2?
2023.
Okay, season 1. Okay.
So
I could I've seen him in a few things, yeah. That's why he's familiar. Okay. A lot of like small roles, but a lot of them.
SAG-AFTRA is suing. I don't know if it's a lawsuit really. I think it's just like I don't know. I'll read it. Suing Epic Games over the AI Darth Vader.
I don't know how this is gonna play out.
Dude, I'm going to be honest. This is a legal thing. So like, I don't fully understand it. I read this article and it didn't really help. But basically,
like, is the guild just doing it because they have to do it?
I don't know. The Actors Union filed an unfair labor practice charge against Llama Productions on Monday, alleging, I guess that's a sub studio or something that makes Fortnite. I don't know.
Okay.
Alleging that the company replaced actors' work by using artificial intelligence to generate Darth Vader's voice in Fortnite without notice. I think there has to be like a notice and at least some auditions or something. There's probably some rules about it.
Maybe there's like a step that they skipped before they did this.
Yeah. The Screen Actors Guild, American Federation of Television and Radio Artists, said Llama Productions, a subsidiary of the gaming giant Epic Games, failed and refused to bargain in good faith with the union in the last 6 months. The company made unilateral changes to terms and conditions of employment without providing notice to the union or opportunity to bargain by using AI-generated voices to replace bargaining unit work, SAG-AFTRA said. Epic Games did not immediately respond to the request for comment. SAG-AFTRA called a strike against major game companies in July after more than a year of negotiations around the union's interactive media agreement broke down over concerns around the use of unregulated AI.
Oof. So I think in the case of Darth Vader, like, they're allowed to do it. I think
those are separate things. I think.
You think so?
The estate of, and okay, so there's a statement here by SAG-AFTRA also where they say that they support the right of their members and their estates to control the use of their digital replicas. However, we must protect the right to bargain terms and conditions around uses of voice that replace the work of our members, including those who previously did the work of matching Darth Vader's iconic rhythm and tone in video games. The point is that there's an actor named Scott Lawrence who's done Darth Vader in all the video games.
Right.
And basically, he's out of a job. And so it's not a like the whole whole thing where like, yeah, but we can use AI to copy James Earl Jones because James Earl Jones's family said so and will make some money for it, I guess. Right. But like they don't have to do that. It's still a cost-cutting thing to use an AI to do it.
Where's the lawsuit come in though? Because if they can do it,
I think it's multiple things. I think it's like, you can do something and get in trouble with multiple parties. And in this case, you're only getting in trouble with one party, the union, and not the family. You see what I'm saying?
Was it like a pick which one you want to piss off, I guess?
But like, I'm sorry, like there are two actors. There's one who does all of the Lego Darth Vader, and then there's Scott Lawrence who does everything else. All of like the AAA games. Right. He did the Jedi games for Darth Vader's appearances.
Yeah.
He's done like 10 games or something. Like I don't think you need I don't know.
Well,
like it's Fortnite. Like
in Fortnite, like specifically this Vader AI thing, it replies to what you say to it. So it's like a chat bot.
Ew. I don't like that at all.
But I don't think you could really do that with a voice actor. Unless you have the voice actor read like a million lines.
But they don't have other characters do that.
No, they're just doing it. It's a Star Wars season going on right now.
No, I understand. But like they've been doing shit like this for years. And they've never had a chatbot as a character. I don't like it.
I haven't fucked with it yet.
I don't like it.
I've seen like videos of people like talking to it.
Look, Fortnite's a silly game. You know what I mean? Like, I just feel like you could have hired the Lego guy for that. Because the Lego guy is doing silly Darth Vader already.
I know they had to change the algorithm on the AI, though, because people like instantly got him to start saying like the F word and other things. Because, dude, when you give anybody power to do anything, they're going to abuse it.
Yeah. Well, Spatternerd says the AI Vader felt weird.
I haven't messed with it yet.
Maybe I should try it out. Maybe I should get on Fortnite.
This season of Fortnite is fun, though. All the weapons are Star Wars weapons.
Oh, okay.
So it's like you're picking up like blasters and stuff. So it's cool.
Well.
It feels like I'm playing a Star Wars Battle Royale.
Didn't they make one of those?
No.
Oh, okay.
They should have.
Conan O'Brien joins Toy Story 5. I'm very excited for this because I love Conan O'Brien.
I do too, but I haven't seen Toy Story 4 yet.
Oh, you haven't?
No, I just didn't. I felt like 3 was a good ending, so they announced 4. I said, why?
I mean, you're not wrong. 4 turns into like a parents movie.
What the fuck?
It's about parents.
Well, I'm not a parent, so I can't relate. It's about parenthood.
Like the whole plot is the toys are letting go.
I thought that was a plot of 3.
No.
3 was the kid letting go
of the toy. Yeah. And it was all about like, hey, like we need. It was just like, kind of like, what do you do after you're not, like, you don't have a kid to raise anymore, and like that's it's. I'm like, this hits better.
So it's a movie
parents.
for middle-aged people.
Yeah. Toy Story 4 is, it's pretty good though. It's. I mean, I don't think it's good as 1, 2, and 3.
Pixar hasn't done much for me the past like decade.
I kind of agree.
Like at all.
Like I've heard some of their movies are really good, but like I'm not watching them all.
I don't have a drive to go see them.
I feel like Pixar is what everyone says Marvel has become. You know what I mean?
Like a movie comes on, I'm like, eh.
Yeah, like it's just not as good as their heyday when they're doing like WALL-E and Ratatouille.
The
Incredibles, yeah.
No, like
the first Toy Story. Like
I do hear Inside Out's good. I just haven't watched it.
I saw Inside Out and I liked it, but I didn't love it.
Okay.
I didn't think it had rewatchability, and so I didn't see Inside Out 2. And then it got to a point where I just felt like all Pixar movies are like the same.
Here's a message about loss.
No, it's all like, hey, like here's a character who's either an animal or a concept
or a
an
space ranger,
or an ethnic group, and it was like, now watch some weird thing happen.
yeah,
to
like
them.
was Luca.
Luca was really good, but it fits their formula, which is like Italian boy turns into a fish boy, and he has to win a bike race. And it's like, great movie. Don't get me wrong, Luca was fantastic, but I was like, okay, but then Turning Red is like, okay, Asian girl has emotions, turns into like this red
Puberty.
monster, has to like do a middle school thing,
Ain't it about puberty?
and it was like, I think so, yeah. I didn't see it.
Oh.
And it was like the one about the jazz guy. I was like, okay, like middle-aged black guy, like that's the ethnic group, right? Turns in, he dies or something. I don't know. I didn't see the movie, but he dies and he turns into like a jazz musical.
He turns into a jazz soul.
Yeah, he like turns. It's called soul. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's all about their souls, but I'm like, okay, but the other one was all about their emotions.
Souls, emotions,
I'm like,
Italians.
what are we doing at this point? It just feels like it just feels like they have a formula and they stick to it. I don't know.
Lightyear was kind of a generic sci-fi movie.
Oh, I meant to watch Lightyear.
It's fine, but like, it had potential to be really cool, but I feel like they dropped the ball with it.
It's sad. I'm more excited about like Disney's original films, like Encanto and
Remember when there was a time where the Disney animated movies were the shitty ones?
Yeah, exactly. And Pixar was holding them together.
Yeah.
And
I feel like it's flopped a little bit.
Dude, I was rewatching Encanto while building my PC because I wanted something on like music.
Yeah.
And I didn't really have to pay attention to. And so I put Encanto on. And I'm like, looking at the animation, I'm like, this is so good.
Same with Moana, the first one.
Oh
I don't
my
know
God,
I don't know about
Moana,
Moana 2.
I didn't see 2.
I heard it wasn't great. I also heard it was supposed to be a Disney Plus show that they turned into a movie.
Which would explain a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
Damn. Anyway. Spatter Nerd says Turning Red was pretty good. I don't doubt that they're good.
he also said it.
But are they
He
great?
also said it feels weird that Pixar feels like it peaked 20 years ago. They did peak 20 years ago.
Exactly. You know what sent them downhill was good. Was
20 years ago was The Incredibles.
The Good Dinosaur threw them off.
I think that's where I lost interest in Pixar, was around the time Good Dinosaur came out. I was like, I'm done.
I would much rather like rewatch.
I think I liked Incredibles too, but like that's it.
Yeah, I would much rather rewatch like Wall-E and Ratatouille.
Wall-E's
those
good.
are like my favorite ones.
Ratatouille's incredible.
Ratatouille is so good. So good.
I like Toy Story and Toy Story 2 also.
Yeah. Yeah, those are good. I need to rewatch those.
I still think my favorite Pixar are the first Incredibles. It's so good.
Oh yeah. That's good.
It's also like surprisingly adult.
Yeah. it's Watchmen. It's, when you think about it,
It kind of is.
it's just Watchmen. Yeah. It's just Watchmen.
Yeah. Is Syndrome just Ozzy?
Yeah. Anyway.
Oh.
Wait, is it over? Okay, now it's over. That's it for the news for us, you guys. Thank you for watching or listening and supporting us on Patreon. We'll see you guys next week here on News from the Phantom Zone.
Bye.
I'm so glad I can use my Stream Deck now. All right. I say let's keep going.
Okay.
Maybe we can take a break a little bit later.
We'll roll on into the next thing.
Yeah, how do you feel?
I'm fine with that.
Cool.
I don't need a break. I wish we talked about Conan O'Brien himself more.
Oh, yeah, we didn't do that at all. I love Conan. It's too late now.
Yeah, he's great.
I love Conan. He has a new TV show. Well, it's not a new TV show. Season 2 is new. Season 1 I didn't catch, but now I want to watch them all. It's Conan something. He goes around the world.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I feel like every late night TV guy does this at one point. It's like, I'm going to travel the world and see different cultures.
But did you see when Conan would do those remote segments with that guy and they'd go to like Italy and they'd go somewhere else? And like those segments were always the best. Or like he did one where he went to Ireland because he's like, he's Irish, right?
Yeah.
But like he was like born and raised here. Yeah, no. His like parents came from Ireland. So like he doesn't go back very often. He has no connection really.
Did he kiss the Blarney Stone?
I don't know if he did that.
Oh.
But he went. I mean, it was really funny though, and I'm like, he should be going and traveling and stuff. Oh, I need to turn the gain down on this microphone. I've been meaning to do it for weeks.
Or are you like super loud?
Yeah. Test. Yeah. Okay. So, Spider-Nerd is saying when Conan had a super suit made for him, that was the same people who made like the Ben Affleck Batman. So,
Oh shit!
yeah, it was the same studio. It's called like Rock something.
I remember when he used to do his little video game segments too. Clueless Gamer.
What was that?
That was like 2010s.
I don't remember this at all. I used to remember when he used to, like, I watched him since I was a kid. His in the year 2000 segments. That was always funny.
You know, he has a music video with Steven Yeun.
Really?
They're in a music video for like a K-pop song together.
I had no idea.
All
right.
You should watch it. It's fun.
Okay, let's get going. We're gonna be here all night. Welcome to Films from the Fandom Zone, your podcast about failed and forgotten comic book movies, where we watch a forgotten superhero movie and decide, does this belong in the Phantom Zone to be forgotten for forever, or out and about for everyone to rewatch and remember fondly. My name's Ronaldo. I'm your host, and I'm joined by
Birdo.
Let's go, because Birdo, we're doing a regular episode, a regular movie. What are we doing?
We are doing Punisher from 1989.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We've done like 2 of these in the last 6 months. We've slowed down. We've talked about other things.
We're getting back on it though because we're gonna do another old movie after this one, right?
Yeah. After this, we got to start with our Fantastic Fours and our Supermans.
And we can really get into like failed and forgotten stuff because there's a Fantastic Four movie that's never come out.
Yeah,
officially.
So that is our next episode.
Yeah.
I've already decided, and I recruited Philly to see if he could help us out with a few things.
Yeah, he reached out to me to like where he can find the movie. I'm like, Internet Archive, dude.
Yeah, so that's this is a pre-shout out for our new employee, whom we're not paying.
We don't got money for that. We don't even pay ourselves.
Anyway, so yeah, we've done a bunch of other stuff recently, but we're also on the Patreon side. Gonna be putting out the episodes on Daredevil Born Again and Andor Season 2. So stay tuned for those if you're on our Patreon. But check that out. It's only a few dollars, and it helps us out a lot. And there's a lot of great bonus content on there, like our news segments. Right? Those are video segments.
Yeah.
And I'm going to do a studio tour of new computer, new area. I got a whole nerd corner over there I would love to talk about. There's pictures with actors of me and Birdo and artwork for my wife. There's so many cool things over there. So...
yeah, signed stuff.
Yeah.
We also do outtakes.
Oh yeah, outtakes.
Yeah,
I've got like 2 more I got to put out there.
That's a favorite of some of our fans.
So anyway, let's get going. We are talking about. I didn't write who directed this movie. We were talking about Punisher, The Punisher from 1989.
Punisher. Yeah, is it Punisher or The Punisher?
It's The Punisher. And
starring Dolph Lundgren.
Hold on, let me find recently closed tabs. Okay, that's not gonna work. Let me just look it up on my phone.
YouTube.
Fuck. Okay, here we go.
You still haven't found the...
Right here. Okay. Written by Boaz Yakin and directed by Mark Goldblatt. That sounds familiar.
Is this a German film?
Mark Goldblatt actually was the editor for Terminator 2 Judgment Day.
Oh, wow.
He was nominated for an Academy Award.
That movie is so much better edited than this one.
You think, like, Yeah, there might be some things that are lost in the editing in this one.
There's some weird editing things in this one.
I have one thing that stood out to me that I had to rewind, and I'm not kidding. I watched it 4 times before I fully understood what was going on, and that's an editing thing.
Like just you were confused?
I was confused about who's doing what.
All right, so I'm curious if there was a difference between the versions of the movies we watched, because I looked it up and there are apparently like 4 different versions of this movie, all like
So interesting.
slightly different.
Uh-huh.
I watched a version that was like ripped and put on YouTube.
I put a version
Which is
on
readily
our
available to
folder.
watch.
It was not the same.
I don't know.
You didn't check.
I didn't watch
Okay.
both versions, but like I want to know, like some of the action scenes, like the editing was weird to where it looked like it went like they used a different camera at some point, and it looked like, I don't know, it looked like handheld camera footage for like a second. It's usually when like people are getting shot and stuff.
It's also like, this is kind of a low budget 1989 movie.
That's why I'm
You
like,
know what
I don't
I mean?
know if I just watched like a weird cut of it
Yeah.
or what, but there was some like just weird, bizarre things.
That's a good question. Fascinating.
Because like people will get shot and it suddenly looks like it switches to like a handheld camcorder while they're getting shot. I'm like, it almost makes it look like a snuff film, and I don't like that.
I didn't really get that. I was like, I remember thinking like, this all looks pretty good for a movie that barely came out in theaters in the 80s.
I will say the movie feels like surprisingly like modern
Okay, yeah.
in certain ways, like mostly in the dialogue, I guess. But some of the dialogue.
Some of my least favorite stuff is the dialogue.
Well, I didn't say it was good.
Let's
I said
get
it was modern.
into it. The cast is Dolph Lundgren, and a bunch of other people. Let's fucking go, because they're all mostly TV people and theater people.
Oh yeah.
So I have a little bit of background on this movie. This is a New World Pictures / New World Entertainment, which was a studio until it was bought by Fox. I forgot about New World, but this was a very big studio at the time, like in the 80s and 90s.
Really?
Yeah. If for a time it outright owned Marvel.
Yeah, but so did like every other fucking company. Marvel was like, Marvel didn't know what they were doing.
I know, but this company just owned Marvel. It wasn't like a licensing thing. It was like the Disney of the time. Like, it just owned Marvel, right? And so it actually, New World produced all of the Marvel animated shows from the 80s and 90s that we loved.
You know, there's probably a point in history where you and I could have bought Marvel.
Just like, hey, I've got like $5,000.
We're like,
We'll take
all
it.
right.
You own us now. Great. I know that. I know.
I mean, it's hard to believe, but no, like Marvel was like in really bad shape for like
Several times.
most of the 90s.
Yeah, several times, yeah. So the original choice for Frank Castle was Christopher Lambert
Oh, that would have been really cool.
from Highlander and Mortal Kombat and Ghost Rider Spirit of Vengeance.
Who was he in Spirit of Vengeance?
He's like the bad guy, I thought, wasn't he?
Was he?
We did this like 5 years ago.
Did we
man.
talk about Christopher Lambert though?
No. I mean, I don't know, dude. That's like our
It's
fucking.
fine. We'll talk about it when we do Mortal Kombat,
like our
because we'll
third
do
ep-
Mortal
It's like our
Kombat.
fucking third episode, dude.
Yeah, we didn't know what we were
I don't
doing yet.
remember?
Let's revisit Ghost Rider.
No, I said
That was our second episode.
I
Spirit of Vengeance was
specifically remember that episode saying I'm never gonna watch this movie again because it physically hurt me.
I'm gonna find a way to make Arnaldo watch this movie again.
It hurts your eyes. Okay, that movie is made to hurt your eyes. Anyway, Christopher Lambert withdrew for an ankle injury. And
Oh,
so that's
what
how
the
we
fuck? Probably doing Highlander.
yeah. And so that's how we got Dolph Lundgren. Although Dolph Lundgren was very excited for this. This is one of his breakout roles, right? It was because this came right after Rocky.
He did a fine job.
Yeah. Well, yeah, no, yeah,
Yeah, I mean,
he's fine.
I don't have any complaints about him.
So there was a sequel planned. Oh shit! I didn't finish my notes. Anyway, there was a sequel planned, and I'm pretty sure New World had some other plans that slowed it down, and then they like ceased to exist, and then Fox owned them, and then the rights got kind of tossed around, and then like a few more years went by, and then the 2004 movie happened, basically. But there was a time when there was like a newspaper clipping. It said like Dolph Lundgren's returning.
Okay.
Like Punisher 2 and like.
And then we got
it was
nothing for 15 years.
It was like
until,
93 or something, and then 10 more years go by before we get the other one.
I think it was like, well, yeah,
2004.
which they would have been filming in like 03.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Well, by the time they decide to make it,
Actually, I remember when they were filming that because
filmed it in
I was living in Land O'Lakes at the time.
Wow.
Yeah. It was in the news. They're like, "Oh, Marvel's filming a movie in downtown."
Your dad's probably so excited.
He was. Yeah. But
anyway, let's get going. Plot. Oh, did we didn't do any background on Punisher, the character. But I think did we do that ever before?
On Frank Castle?
I guess not.
I feel like we did, but I don't think.
Like Daredevil.
But he wasn't in the Daredevil movie.
No, I'm talking about like the TV show.
I don't.
No, we wouldn't have.
And Born Again? I don't think so.
I guess we didn't. We'll save it for the next one. But I got when I saw Punisher 2004.
That was my first exposure to
They
Punisher
were
too.
giving out when you bought your ticket, they gave you a mini version of the original comic that he appeared in. He was a Spider-Man villain.
Yeah, he started off as a Spider-Man, like
a hitman.
Yeah, he was hired to take out Spider-Man.
Yeah.
No, the Punisher 2004 movie was the first time I had like exclusively seen like a Punisher thing.
Oh yeah.
But I had seen the character before in the 90s Spider-Man animated series because he is in that. He's using like a laser gun because they didn't use like real guns in that show. But
yeah, of course. Punisher like wiping people out, spraying down his victims.
Oh man.
Anyway, let's get going. Plot. We'll come back to Punisher. So the movie starts out with an info dump so hard, I swear I almost fell out of my seat. A news reporter. I'm gonna read it verbatim so you guys can hear how like ridiculous this is. This just screams 90 minutes. We gotta go.
Set the stage. Go.
Like move. Okay, so news reporter. A news reporter says, after nearly 5 years of appeals, Dino Moretti, recruited lieutenant of the Franco crime family, was released from prison today and acquitted of all charges in connections with the murders of police officer Frank Castle and his family. Moretti has long maintained his innocence and says that he has no idea who is responsible for the 125 mysterious gangland murders, often contributed to a shadowy figure known as a Punisher, which have occurred in this city over the last decade.
He has 125 kills already.
That I had to stop and be like, I cannot physically process all the information you just gave me, movie. And what a coincidence that like in one sentence is like, hey, by the way, like Frank Castle died, and also who's this Punisher guy?
That killed 125 of the people that may or may not have been involved in the death of Frank Castle and his family.
Who could it be? Meanwhile, he's like standing in the corner. He's like in his motorcycle. Oh my God. Mr. Moretti proclaims his innocence outside the courtroom in an interview, but when asked about concerns for his safety from the Punisher, he threatens the Punisher, saying he'll know the meaning of the word punished. Oh my God. Very normal behavior from an innocent man.
I'm innocent, but if he messes with me, he's dead.
Yeah, like on TV, he says this. Lurking in his motorcycle, the Punisher follows Moretti and his caravan back to their mansion. There, the Punisher sneaks into the home and quietly kills mob guards one by one until Moretti himself returns with a celebratory champagne and sees all his men dead. He shoots the Punisher, which alarms the press outside that something is going on. Suddenly, the mansion's windows and doors blow off and Moretti collapses dead, witnessed by the reporters. The silhouette of Punisher is revealed, but before the press can photograph him, the building explodes. And they're screaming, "Keep filming! I can't! I've got shit all over the lens!"
I love how like gunshots go off and all of like the news crews just like trying to rush into the house at the gunshots. What are you doing?
Yeah.
They're like, oh shit, is it the Punisher?
This is an era before mass shootings. This is like, oh, they won't shoot me though.
Yeah, because I'm not involved.
I'm the press. I have a First Amendment right to be
here.
They
They would never.
Yeah.
Which maybe there was a time where that was true. But
so I kind of wanted to go back and rewatch parts of this movie, just listening to the background because there's so much humor in the background.
Some of the background dialogue is hilarious.
It's so fucking funny. And there was like a scene later on where there's like a reporter talking and he's like mumbling in the background and like the detectives are talking in the foreground. And I wanted to be like, hang on, what's he saying? Because
it's probably something really good.
it's probably so fucking funny. This movie's kind of funny.
It is. It really is.
This reporter, he's like, I got shit everywhere. I can't see shit.
There's too much shit on me.
There's too much shit on me.
Spider Nerd said that Frank Castle was hired by the Jackal to kill Spider-Man.
That's right.
Because he blamed him for Gwen Stacy's death.
Wow.
Man, Spider-Man's got a rough life.
Yeah, it's this whole bit.
I know.
Anyway. This is a fine scene. This kicks off some of the action. The action in this movie is pretty good for what this is. You know, it's a low budget TV. It's not a TV movie.
It's not a TV movie, but it feels like one.
It got like a minor release. You know what I mean? It wasn't a big deal. It didn't do big numbers or anything like that.
This still feels better in quality than like things like that we've seen, like Man Thing.
Oh yeah. This feels like made. You know what I mean? Like
it was definitely a movie that was made.
Yeah, it was a movie that was made by real movie professionals. You know,
not like they didn't run off to Australia and like let's film this thing.
Let's do on the cheap, yeah, and just hire whoever's there. Yeah.
Hey, you free this weekend?
Some of the choreography and the action, there's a good variety of kills going on. For like a character that just like kills people, it could get boring, right?
Yeah.
And like this movie was like very careful to like, hey, every kill has to be unique.
Yeah.
Like some people are gonna get strangled. Some people are gonna get like shot in the head.
Does he have like a throwing knife that he uses too?
Yeah, he throws a lot of knives
with the skull in it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A little calling card.
That's so Frank.
Yeah. But in this scene, he's like hanging people from their ankles and shit.
No, it's
like,
cool, unique kills like that, which is fun to see.
Yeah.
As fucked up as that sounds.
Deep in the Manhattan sewers, Frank Castle resides, meditating nude and reliving the tragedy of his wife and children's murders by the mafia.
This was weird.
The nude part?
The meditating nude in the sewers? Yeah, that's weird.
Yeah.
Even for Frank Castle,
we're going to come back to this at the end of the movie, by the way. I'm going to save my nudity minute till then. Anyway, meanwhile, Lieutenant... It also gives, like this whole movie just made me want to watch Ninja Turtles. Because it has a similar vibe to it. You know, it's like New York Vigilantes. It's shot very similarly, only like less good, I guess. Like production quality is a little toned down.
It does feel a little bit like the first movie.
One.
Yeah.
Just because it's like, it's
grungy.
It's an 89, 90, New York grungy movie.
Yeah.
And then he's in the sewers. Like the set kind of looks like the Ninja Turtles belong there, you know?
A little bit, actually.
Yeah. Anyway.
Huh. I wonder what a 90s Daredevil movie would look like. Probably like this.
Probably like that, yeah. Right? Meanwhile, Lieutenant Jake Berkowitz is harassed by the press and his boss about his theory that the Punisher is none other than his former partner, Frank Castle, despite the fact that Castle is widely believed to have died with his wife and children. Detective Samantha Leary wants to join this lieutenant because she believes in his theory. They've worked once before. She was the hooker.
Yeah, and he's like, oh, yeah.
She says it with such enthusiasm.
That scene was pretty funny, too. Because she's like, we've worked together before. He's like, what are you talking about? She's like, blah, 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 whatever case. She goes, I was the hooker.
I was the hooker.
Goes, oh, okay, hey. I work alone.
Yeah. The cops are such stereotypes, and I don't mind it at all because of like the era,
Yeah.
Like he's the
upset, gruff,
yeah,
detective.
He's hard and wizened. Probably
his partner died, so he works alone now.
Yeah,
yeah.
And she's like, I'm a woman, therefore I have to have the best grades in order to be like accepted. She's like, I'm top of my class. I made this
because otherwise nobody would take me seriously.
Right, including the audience.
Unfortunately true.
But no, it's the era reminded me of like Silence of the Lambs, which I'm pretty sure came after this, right? Wasn't it like a 90s movie?
Silence of the Lambs. Was it like a late 90s movie?
No, early 90s.
Early? Oh, I can't remember.
think it's like 92 or something. I'm gonna look it up real quick. Anyway,
What's that noise he
Great
makes?
movie. Have you never seen Silence of the Lambs?
I've seen it.
Oh,
I'm trying to make the noise he makes.
there was a time where I watched it like once a year. 91.
I think I've literally only seen it once.
Oh no, I've seen it a million times. It's so good. You know he's only in that movie for like 15 minutes.
You know Darth Vader's only in A New Hope for like 8 minutes?
Yeah, damn. Sometimes like those are like the characters that like have like staying power like that. You don't realize it, but like are barely in the movie. Anyway, alleged crime boss. Oh, I said this part right. No. This is a new scene. I was thinking about the other guy.
Last thing we talked about was the hooker.
Yeah. Alleged crime boss Gianni Franco and his son Tommy returned to the United States from Italy. I think they were in Italy. I just assumed. They're a stereotype.
Hey, they're Italian mob family.
Yeah. Detective X. Oh shit! I didn't write his name. The lieutenant expects Franco to be the next target for the Punisher. Now that he's returned, Franco intends to unite the Cram families to orchestrate an enormous drug shipment and possibly take over afterwards, while not seeming overly worried about the Punisher.
But he is.
Was he? He didn't really. I mean, anyway.
He becomes worried later, but
Yeah, when he starts getting shot at. Elsewhere, an alcoholic thespian vagabond who goes by Shakes is once again recruited by the Punisher with a bottle of whiskey on an RC truck as his informant. The drugs are coming tonight at Pier 13.
So, is Shakes a character from the comic?
That's a really good question. I have no idea.
Because I was watching, I'm like, is this supposed to be like Micro?
Oh. He seems so original, though. He's just like a failed actor.
He seems like Trevor Slattery.
Yeah. Big Trevor Slattery vibes.
I'm an actor.
Well, yeah. He tells some drunk guy, some homophobe at the bar that he's a thespian. And the guy goes, "What the hell's a thespian?" He's like, "An actor?" He literally says it like that. He's like, "Oh, yeah, okay, I'll give you some money."
Oh, yeah, whatever. The hell's a thespian?
No, this guy's my favorite character in this whole movie, by the way.
He also kind of serves as like Frank's like moral compass a little bit too.
Yeah.
Actually, not even a little bit.
Like,
that's straight up what he is.
Like entirely. Like
Yeah.
that's his job.
Yeah.
That's his real job. Like outwardly, his job is to like be an informant.
Right.
But like really,
No,
like,
he's always like, hey, like, I know you like to kill, but like, you kind of got to save some people too.
Think about the consequences of your actions. Like, what about the innocent people?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. After the Punisher arrives to the pier, the drug deal is already being busted by a covert team of Yakuza. Is it Yakuza? Yeah, we've always do this. It's Yakuza. Yakuza divers, along with the team of Yakuza posing as the U.S. Coast Guard. They kill the French boat that is delivering the drugs with silenced guns, ninja stars, and katanas. They then disguise themselves as the French guys to ambush the mobsters.
They should have just made them the Hand.
Probably, right?
It's basically what they were.
And again, the company outright owned Marvel. There was no question about like who we can.
I guess
can't
like,
use.
it's the Punisher though. He's not gonna
Yeah.
fight ninjas unless it's Yakuza.
Right. The Punisher watches this in confusion until a Yakuza diver shoots at him and he's forced to get involved. On the dock, Punisher kills indiscriminately, not fully understanding the mob war going on until a female Yakuza diver throws a knife into the Punisher's side and he falls into the water. Frank escapes and cauterizes his wounds back at his lair as the lieutenant and detective investigate.
Would you ever go into a sewer with an open wound?
I mean, what choice does he have? Right? And I'm not like, it's,
How infected is that?
all of these like Manhattan sewer, things, like they're either storm sewers or they're subway tunnels. But like half of the time they're subway tunnels, like abandoned subway tunnels, and half the time they're like storm sewers. And I just feel like they're always sets that like just don't get it right. But anyway,
They're also always like huge sets. I feel like they're not that big, are they?
because he's in a room, he's in an abandoned subway like thing. You know what I mean?
It looks like a station.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like the Ninja Turtles. Like, they're not always, like, in the storm sewers. Sometimes they're in subways.
True. And sometimes they're just all connected.
That's my point. They're not connected.
They shouldn't
though.
be.
You don't want the subways flooding over. Like. Anyway.
Yeah, they go down a manhole and then they're in the subway tunnels. Like, huh?
So this is the part that you're right. This is the part that I had to like stop and watch literally 4 times because of the editing here.
Oh, when he falls in the water?
No. Who's who and what are they doing?
Well, I don't even think the Punisher knew
Because-
who they were.
I didn't know as the viewer. So like there's a scene where like the French boat and the guys who are playing the French are horrible actors. So you're distracted by that, right? And then the U.S. Coast Guard shows up and they're like, this is the U.S. Coast Guard. What are you doing here? Like sounding super American. But like, unless if you saw this on the big screen, you wouldn't see that those guys are Japanese. And then like other Japanese people take over the boat and then they kill them. But then later on you see those same people and it's because the Japanese guys put on their clothes to then pretend to be the French guys.
But it's not really shown to you in the movie that they
It's
did
not
that.
shown well enough.
Uh,
Like you have to be eagle eye to notice the faces of the Coast Guard are Japanese.
well, and also these...
And then the faces of the French guys later are not the same French guys.
This movie's not in the best, like, quality either.
Well, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Like you have to have a shot where you show the Japanese guys carrying the dead bodies and then putting on their clothes, or you have to zoom in
I'll
on
be
their
honest,
faces.
like, if I notice that, I'd be like, oh, they're just reusing actors.
well, like again, I watched it several times, and when the Yakuza are pretending to be the French guys, you see them for about a half-second shot. They pull out their guns, they start shooting, and it's like, if you're not paying attention, if you're not paying like an extreme amount of attention, you wouldn't have realized that those aren't the same French guys that somehow miraculously survived the last. Do you know what I mean? I don't know if you got confused
Like,
by this.
I was also tired when I watched it, so I was just like, eh.
Like every time I rewatched it, I watched it from like an editing perspective.
I think I chalked it up as just like hard to follow action.
It's hard, right? But
But
it's
I have a note that said action's a little hard to follow.
yeah, it's in the edit. Like you
Yeah.
could have edited this to make more sense. I don't know. Making movies, I understand is hard because it's like you already know what the outcome is, and you're trying to portray it to other people who don't know.
Right.
And so,
And sometimes you need to be super clear with that, though.
yeah, and it's like if you have 100 people in in like a cinema, in a theater, and like you have to gauge that like 10 of them are dumb, right? 20 of them are below average intelligence. The rest are average, and then 10 of them are smart. You know what I mean? You have to
that
make
might be
some
generous.
right, but like you have to make something that the majority of people can follow.
Right.
Even people that aren't like fully paying attention to a degree.
Well, all right. Yeah, to a degree, yes, because Andor doesn't do that, and I'm glad it doesn't.
I was gonna say, so like apparently there's a story going around that like in Netflix, the producers are telling the creators, you need to have more scenes where the actors are saying what's going on
Nobody likes that.
for people who are not paying attention, who are on their phones or doing other things while having Netflix on. Isn't that horrible?
That's like the shit anime does that pisses me off. Like, let me yell my attack.
Yeah.
Stop it.
Like they have to say what they're doing. I don't know. It's obviously infuriating, but
Yeah.
my point is this is not great editing here, and it was confusing. But there's also a lot of cursing here, just for the sake of like this is adult question, quote unquote,
Yeah.
and because it's not like how normal people curse. It's just a lot of
No,
like "fuck you, dude."
yeah. It's like it's just there to be there.
There's a scene where two guys are just like "fuck you, no fuck you, no fuck you." That's literally the dialogue. I'm not kidding. They're just like, yeah. And they're mad about each other because one of them couldn't figure out a radio. Like,
You got to earn that R rating, I guess.
well, that's the thing. It's like obviously they had it, and they're like, "Oh no, this is like we don't want this to be known as like the comic book thing, right?" This is the 80s.
No,
They're
because
like,
we're
an adult.
afraid of adapting comics, but we're still gonna do it.
but this is Punisher. He's adult.
Oh,
is what
yeah,
they
he's
want.
adult. He's
you know?
dark.
Yeah.
He murders people.
Also, someone is driving a beautiful 60s red Corvette in this scene, and we never see it again.
You think that was just somebody driving their car?
I don't know, dude. I thought the first time I saw it, I was like, oh, surely like that's like the main villain's car, and we're gonna see it one more time. Nope.
Was it just a car in the background?
Yeah, it was like in half of the frame. Like
That
it
might
was
have just been somebody driving by.
okay. Even in 1989, that's already a 20-year-old car that's like in pristine condition. I don't know, like that's
It's weird that you'd put it in the movie for just
it's
that, though.
weird that it's in the movie. It's a beautiful car, dude. It's the one. So
Maybe it wasn't a close set.
oh man, like
Where was
one of the mobsters was just driving it.
Where was this filmed?
That's a good question.
Probably somewhere in Germany.
Probably some other country.
Yeah. Okay. I don't know.
Yeah, that made me sad because Corvettes, especially like 60s Corvettes, it's like one of my favorite cars.
And you never see it again.
You know, like I'm like that should be the star of the movie. That's the one that Robert Pattinson drives in his Batman movie.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, which is weird. Again, not to get into Batman.
Your least favorite Batman drives your favorite car.
Yeah, but it's weird that Batman would drive that car because it's not. I mean, it's a good car, but like if you're a billionaire, you would have a more expensive car.
You'd have a Tesla.
No, you would have like a classic Aston Martin or Jaguar or like
Maybe
Mercedes.
he, has a particular taste.
And
for Corvettes.
Yeah, that's fine.
I don't
No,
know.
like I guess I love the car. Don't get me wrong, I love the car. But a regular Joe Schmo would drive that car. I mean,
Not nowadays.
a regular Joe Schmo who like hit it big, like that's like $100,000 car. Like it's not crazy. You know what I mean? Like
it's crazy to me.
I know, but like it's not like in the millions. Like
Right.
Like your Bruce Wayne would drive. Does that make sense?
Yeah, that Bruce Wayne wasn't as like extravagant though either. He was also a younger Bruce Wayne. I feel like he was more in his depression stage.
Yeah,
Still.
it's a great car. Don't get me wrong. I love the car. But anyway,
I'm surprised he didn't have like a 68 Impala or something.
Well, so
American
Affleck
Muscle.
drove. He said he had a couple cars. One was a Mercedes, and one was a Jaguar, like a classic Jaguar. And it was beautiful. But like that's like a billionaire would have a classic Jaguar. You know what I mean? Like those are expensive.
Yeah, no, like
those are rare.
Mm-hmm.
You know. Anyway, moving on. The heads of the crime family suspect Lady Tanaka, the female leader of the Yakuza, who is invited to their meeting. Lady Tanaka threatens to take over their businesses if they don't enter a business partnership together. She claims that they have the resources and soldier power to do so, and as demonstrated on the pier, and is already taking steps to ensure they comply. Franco declares they must go to war. Frank Castle listens in on the meeting from a bug he's planted in the room.
So this character, she felt a lot like Madame Gao from Daredevil season 1. Not Madame Gao. Actually, no, yeah, Madame Gao.
Yeah.
She kind of fills the same role too. Where wasn't she leading Yakuza troops too? Yakuza.
Wasn't she part of the Hand?
She was part of the Hand, but
Yeah.
I think Yakuza was like a cover that they had.
Oh, okay.
If I'm remembering season 1 right. But yeah, she was like, she would come in and like basically flex on all the gangs too.
Yeah, a little bit.
And she'd be like, hey, you do what we want or we'll wipe you out. Like,
Yeah. There's a few things in this movie that make me think of other Punisher movies. And that seems to be it's one of those things where, and I feel like we come by this a lot where like we find similarities and we can't tell if they were intentional or not.
right. Cause it could just be like
that happened
it's just that kind of story,
Yeah, that happened with Hulk a lot where we're like, oh, I wonder if they watched these movies. And obviously they probably did, but like, is it like actually like a reference or an inspiration or whatever? And anyway, I've got another one later on.
Well, I think in the case of the Hulk, for the Incredible Hulk movie, it was absolutely inspired by those old movies.
Yeah. And we watch the movies. We don't watch the show.
And like Lou Ferrigno was in that movie also.
Yeah.
So we still haven't done the 2003 one though.
Yeah, we were gonna do that. We skipped it. We
Yeah.
did this instead, and even this is like a month late.
Yeah.
Detective Leary, that's the girl Sam. impresses the lieutenant with her use of a computer since it's only 1989.
Actually, yeah. If you knew how to use a computer in '89,
No,
you're
this
smart.
is this is legit impressive.
Yeah.
She programs Punisher killings to come up with a probable base of operations. The lieutenant had already done that by hand, but her computer suggests checking the sewers.
All right. I don't know how realistic this is.
Yeah, no, not at all. Meanwhile, Shakes finds Frank Castle in the sewers to warn him that the Yakuza have kidnapped the children of the crime lords. Though Frank initially shows no sympathy, Shakes implores that this is the direct result of his handiwork. And then he starts a poem. It's halfway through you realize that he's doing this on purpose, and it's so good. He says, Pay they will, and all for naught. The children will be sold by the slave trade. They've been bought. Don't you see? My God, man, don't you see? This is the result of your 5-year killing spree. You weaken the fathers to such degrees they couldn't protect their own families.
It's kind of the best writing in the movie.
It is by far the best writing and acting of this entire film.
And it's him imploring Frank to do the right thing.
Yeah, he's saying because okay, so I didn't set this up appropriately. Before this, Frank said, "Yeah, the kids, so they'll pay the ransom. I'm not getting involved myself in this. This isn't up to me. They'll pay the ransom to get their kids back."
Right.
And he was like, and that's when he starts, "Pay they will, and all for naught. This is because of you. Like you have to understand that, you
caused this to happen."
Yeah.
Yeah.
He says it later, but he's like, yeah, you punish the guilty, but you also rope in the innocent. You don't realize it.
Yeah.
So.
Also, when the kids get kidnapped, some of it's kind of brutal. Like they're like killing the adults in front of the kids and stuff, and just snagging them. I don't know if it was the babysitters they killed or
yeah.
They just walked in, killed them, took the kids.
For sure.
It's Jesus Christ.
Gotta earn that R rating, man. Franco suggests, again, this is the mob boss. Franco suggests that the only thing that can save their children isn't a deal with the ruthless Lady Tanaka, but making a deal with the Punisher, who's assumed dead, but the other heads pay the ransom. The children are held in a basement where they bully Tommy for being the son of the most corrupt family member.
Your dad's better at his job than our parents, so we're gonna bully you.
So the impression is that Tommy didn't know that his dad was a bad guy.
Yeah, he's like, my dad's
just a rich businessman.
Yeah, what are you talking about? How do you think he got that money?
And that kind of makes sense for the Tommy character, who has a bit of an arc in this movie.
He does.
Hold on, what was I saying? When the Yakuza visit, he pushes Lady Tanaka over and tries to beat up a guard with a chair, earning him isolation.
And the guards beat the shit out of him.
The guards are enormous. He had no chance in hell. What was he thinking?
Oh God. They weren't afraid to hit kids in this movie.
All right, this seems like a good break. I kind of want to take a break real quick.
Yeah, we could take a break.
All right, we'll be right back, everybody.
All right.
Okay, I don't have a mute button. Mute.
Are we muted?
And break.
I still see the mic thing moving.
Okay, we're back from our break.
Hello.
Let's continue where we left off. Right here, right? At an underground casino run by the Yakuza, Punisher breaks in from the roof and goes on a massive spree of destruction, sending a threat to Lady Tanaka to release the children. He unleashes his machine gun onto all the slot machines while the guests somehow safely escape. Later, while detectives arrive, Detective Leary informs Lieutenant that the children of the families have been taken, and the Punisher is the prime suspect. He knows it can't be because of Frank's dead daughters.
Yeah, that's when he's like, it can't be him. And she's like, why? Because this.
Because look at this picture. And meanwhile, he's looking at the same picture, and he's having one of his nightmares.
Right.
That's also, like, dependent on the assumption that, like, Frank Castle is the Punisher, which only them two believe.
Right. So,
like, if they're wrong about that, then, like, yeah, it'd be, he's a viable suspect, I guess.
yeah, because I guess if it's like, if they know it's Frank, they'll be like, oh, he would never go after children. So,
Right.
he was more than willing to let them get kidnapped, though.
Yeah.
So,
Oh, shit, we have more people here. Hello.
do we?
It says 5. It's not just Spider Nerd.
Oh, nice.
We were gone for a while. I was expecting everyone to leave. Frank and Shakes arrive at an abandoned amusement park where the children are supposedly held. In a funhouse, Yakuza goons come out of everywhere, sliding down slides and spinning on merry-go-rounds like an old Batman cartoon.
Whoa. We're live still on Instagram. I was just opening it up.
Punisher fights, but is captured by Tanaka's daughter. He's interrogated by Lady Tanaka on a Bond villain stretching torture machine, and says that he was sent by Batman.
Yeah, who
Which
sent
is-
you? Batman.
Which is appropriate, I think, because they're having, like, this is like the Joker's lair, basically.
Are they
right?
allowed to do that?
I don't think it matters. Like, I think it's just like, I don't know.
It's just funny.
Like,
I remember, like, in Eternals, they mentioned Batman also.
yeah.
Yeah.
I think there's a long history of, like, Marvel and DC, like, referencing each other,
Mhm.
and they just think that's funny.
Like, it's like, oh, Marvel's comic books in DC and, like, DC's
Right.
comic books in Marvel.
As long as they're not taking, like, a jab,
Right.
right?
Yeah.
Like, as long as it's in good fun. Refusing to talk, Lady Tanaka reveals that she's also captured Shakes and will torture him too.
Oh, and he will give up information.
Well, I think that maybe, yeah, actually. I think that the idea was to get
To get
Punisher
Frank to talk.
yeah. She leaves him with a torture specialist, but Frank unscrews himself, kills the guards, and straps the guy into the device himself, but only after putting him in red high heels. Did you notice this?
I did.
What was that? What part of the torture was that? That's what I want to know.
And then he, like, turns on the device and just leaves. Like,
But, like, one shoe's on, one shoe's off. I want to know,
something was cut.
what was the tactic there? Yeah. Yeah.
What the hell happened?
Was he pegged?
What's Frank into?
It's just one of these things. It's a recurring motif in this movie that, like, there's a lot of background humor. But you
Right.
have to be looking and listening for it.
Yeah, I have no idea why he was in the heels.
Because I'm 100% sure the first time I saw this movie, I did not notice the heels. And then this time I was like, what the fuck? I paused
And
it.
there's no explanation for it. It just
None.
is.
Yeah, none at all.
Yeah. 0.
He gets the location of the children. Okay, cool. Yeah, so more about some of this action stuff. This is pretty good, I think.
It's
Yeah.
I don't really like I said, the only things I found, like, super weird about the action is when it feels like it starts getting recorded on a different camera or something, like,
Oh,
and it's
yeah.
only for, like, the death scenes. So it's weird. And it's like, it's jarring in, like, a weird way, but, like, most of this I'm able to follow pretty well.
Uh-huh.
It's not like the previous scene on the ship.
Right.
But I mean, and we get to better action scenes later, I think. Like in the third act.
Yeah, I think
Yeah.
that's some of the best stuff.
Yeah.
For sure.
But like right now it's just like, oh, this is just like this is around this time is where I put the note like this feels like surprisingly modern.
Oh, does it? I was
Yeah.
gonna say this feels like they're doing Batman. Like this feels like they're going like, all right, well, let's go to a fun house. and
Yeah,
have
but
a-
it's like the whole like, oh, I was captured, they're gonna torture me, I escaped, and we're shooting our way out.
But it feels so 60s because it's like James Bond and like Batman TV show and the
Maybe a little bit.
and the goons are like going down slides. You know what I mean? And like
It's not that cheesy, but like
no, well it is a fun kind of like combination or juxtaposition of like yeah, that 60s humor, you know.
there was a
of,
little
like,
bit of that. It was like
with, like-
the high heels and the goons are kind of dumb.
yeah, and
Yeah.
again, they're going down slides and they're in a fun house and they're in a carnival and like it feels like the Joker's hideout and then
Maybe
it's
it's like how like violent it actually is that makes it feel a little more modern than
well, right, that's
Yeah.
what I'm saying. Like it's this kind of combination where like, but they're trying to make like this rated R violent film.
because there's that scene later where the guard's like, I got the pizza.
Oh my god, yeah. Sure was so funny.
That's something
I-
that could have fit into like a Star Wars thing though. Like a stormtrooper come by like, oh, I got the food. Blah, blah.
Well, specifically a stormtrooper
Specifically
humor, yeah,
stormtrooper, yeah.
But I mean, like here, it just feels like they're trying to evoke like 60s Batman, old comic books,
But at the same time, it
and
feels like they're
James Bond.
trying to like kind of not do that too, because it's like
Right, it's both.
it's like, all right, here's this like silly thing. It's like, but I'm the Punisher, so I'm just gonna fucking shoot my way out of that.
Right, but like there's blood smearing everywhere. Yeah.
So it almost maybe modern's not the right word. But it doesn't feel like it's almost like it's making fun of the old tropes.
I think there's a little bit of like purposeful juxtaposition going on, and whether it lands or not is up to you. I think.
I mean, I like this stuff.
I
think
liked
it's
it.
fun to
Yeah,
watch.
I thought it was fun, but
Cause it's the same thing as like Raiders of the Lost Ark. You have the bad guy pull out the sword, do all the moves, and then Indy
Right.
just shoots him. Because like
Yeah.
I have a fucking gun. Like
yeah, no, it is humorous. While exploring the sewers, Lieutenant, what's his name?
I don't think you ever put his name.
I did. I just don't want to say it a lot because it's hard to say.
You've just been
No.
saying lieutenant, I think.
Yeah, well, because I always figure when people listen to this, they don't know they're not gonna remember all the names. So the good guy and the bad guy, I say their names,
Right.
and everyone else I try to simplify. You know what I mean? So like I've just said like the lieutenant and the detective, but his name is Burke something.
I think it's in the next paragraph down. Maybe not. Oh, wait.
Berkowitz.
Berkowitz.
Okay, Berkowitz.
When's the last time you heard that name in a show or
Yeah,
movie?
right. While exploring the sewers, Lieutenant Berkowitz explains to Detective Leary his relationship with Frank Castle. He was once a great detective who succumbed to his alcoholism and found himself demoted until Frank Castle partnered with him and their friendship rehabbed him back to health. Meanwhile, the crime bosses who paid the ransom, all but Franco, meet with Tanaka to facilitate the release of their children, but Tanaka staged the restaurant with her people who kill the mafia and their guards.
So was the champagne poisoned?
It was the glasses.
The glasses were poisoned. Oh, because
You-
she does the.
And then she starts fingering the glass. I'm like, stop touching the poison. What are you doing?
Because there was one guy that didn't drink it yet, right? And he got
Yeah.
killed. Like,
So
yeah.
her daughter pins him on the wall.
That's
she
right.
throws her earrings at him. And he gets pinned up to the wall, and Tanaka is like, he didn't drink the champagne, and she's like, well, if you didn't drink the drink, then I'll give you the chaser. Puts his gun up in his mouth.
That's right.
And then like cut to her face as she pulls the trigger. Yeah.
Yeah, it's been like a month since I've seen this movie. So.
I'm sorry. We bounce around a lot, but
So it's like, forgive me if it sounds like I didn't watch the movie, but I'm just trying to remember what the hell happened.
I watched it twice. One time today. Some of these scenes, I don't know. When like there's a mafia scene and there's a crime boss that comes in and it's like, I'm just going to do whatever I want and I can get away with it because I have more people. I feel like it's cheap. Do you ever get that? Like,
Yeah, but isn't
Did
that
you
how
see
it
the-
works in real life?
maybe, but you see the grandma shooting the gun. I'm like, does she really have this many people? Like, everyone's.
We got you surrounded.
Well, you saw like everyone in the restaurant
Yeah.
was one of her people. They're not all Japanese. Like, one of them's a grandma, and there's a close up on the grandma.
I don't know.
She's got like a Tommy gun too.
She's doing work.
Anyway, the Punisher steals a bus to save the children. He breaks the kids out and onto the bus where two kids wait that long to reveal that Tommy and a little girl named Kathy are not with them. Punisher, this is funny because like Kathy was in the scene prior.
Was she the little girl that got like knocked out? Didn't a girl get like pushed down or like?
I think she was fine.
No, they like gave her a candy or something.
Yeah, that was her. It was a
Yeah.
little girl.
Okay.
She had a teddy bear. Anyway, she got lost.
Yeah, I like she gave her something to like calm her down.
Yeah. She got lost though, and then
Okay.
anyway, they wait until they get to the bus, and I was like, "Hey, wait, we don't have Tommy. He got
Tommy
taken
was the
away."
one that got like
He
beat
got
up and taken away.
though,
Yeah.
so like they should have said something about him. Anyway, it doesn't matter.
They didn't care about him.
Punisher saves Tommy and finds Kathy, who was just with them, but went back for her stupid fucking doll. Oh my god, kids are so dumb. The Yakuza start shooting, and Punisher has to leave Tommy behind. He takes off on the bus and fights off a goon who jumped through the windshield. Even the kids fight off a bad guy or two. The chase ends when the bad guys see a traffic stop full of police. Punisher stops a bus and is captured in order to deliver the children safely. Again, there's some very creative action in this, and I have to give it credit where it's due.
Like the guy busting through the.
Yeah. So there's the Yakuza, like they're shooting at the windshield. The windshield's broken off, right, on this bus.
Right.
And one guy steps on top of a car so that when the bus comes by, he can jump through the windshield. And inevitably, he like falls over a bunch of seats
Right.
and probably hurt himself.
Because the bus is still moving.
Yeah. But now, like, Punisher has to drive the bus while doing hand-to-hand combat with him.
No, it's like
So-
it's surprisingly like sophisticated choreography going on.
Yeah. And then another guy's hanging onto the windows, and the children are like beating at his fingers.
I hope like everybody working on this movie did so in a safe manner.
Okay, so it's funny you mentioned that because that guy falls off of the bus and then gets run over by a car.
It
And
looks like he actually got run over by
That's
a
what
car.
I'm saying. Like you see it.
Yeah.
You see him get run over by the car.
Is he okay?
So where's the special effect is all I want to know. You know what I mean? Was he wearing like a metal thing or
Because
something?
as far as I know, this was not a union project.
I'm just saying, like, a man got ran over by a car.
Oh no. Yeah, it looked too real.
It did. In both a good and bad way. Let's say it that
because
way.
I think he was actually run over. Oh God. We should look up if anybody
Surely he
was
must
harmed
have like
in
some
the making
ar-
of this movie.
What if he had like armor under his shirt so that they could like run him over? I don't think you can run a person over.
I don't think
legally.
armor would do anything to protect you from getting run over.
Like legally.
Still
I
like
don't-
1,000 pounds going over you.
Was it a doll? Like, I just don't. I need to look at that scene
How does
again.
this work?
Yeah.
Or was it an accident they kept it in?
Oh my god. Like he was very much run over. In jail, Lieutenant Berkowitz finally interrogates his long-lost partner Frank Castle, but only finds a shell of the man he once admired. He claims that Frank is dead. What? Frank
claims that Frank is dead.
Yeah, well. Frank claims that the man he once knew is dead, and he's only killing the guilty.
That's still
That's the best I can do.
a weird sentence.
How do you want to do this?
I
then?
don't know. Frank claims that the man he was.
Frank's-
yeah, no, I
yeah,
can't improve that.
Frank says that the man he once knew is dead, and he only kills the guilty. And says nothing else, which frustrates Berkowitz. Frank has his recurring nightmare of his children being murdered, while Gianni Franco sees news of Punisher's arrest from his missing son's bedroom. Detective Leary gives one of the worst performances I've ever seen, yelling at Frank for being a bad friend to Berkowitz, and asks, "How long do you think someone can live after you cut out their heart?" And Frank grabs her and moans, "A long time."
What the fuck?
Frank agrees to talk to Berkowitz, but the prisoner transport they're riding is intercepted and Frank is kidnapped. So I'm going to go on and say, like, I did not like her very much.
Also, like, why is she yelling this at Frank? Like they have any sort of relationship?
So the way she, like, goes about it, she's, like, screaming at him for being, like, a bad friend.
To Berkowitz, who she barely knows.
Right, exactly. But the way it's written is, like, too much like they're, like, lovers. You know, not just, like, friends and partners. Like, the language is too much like...
You cut out their heart.
You cut out his heart. You were his life before, and you've been his life ever since. You have to see that. Like, that's what she says to him.
And he's like, a long time.
I don't know, man. It's just... this part's a little bit cheesy. It's not well
It feels like
written.
it came from a different movie.
Yeah, and she's not very good. Sorry to say. And maybe her lines are just not very good.
You think she was good as the hooker?
I hope she was good as a hooker.
I mean, they cracked the case on that, right?
Yeah, right? Yeah, of
So
course.
maybe the character's a good actor, but the actor's
Yeah.
not a good actor.
Yeah, let's
Yeah.
go with that. Let's go with that.
Okay.
Oh, my God. Also, it was funny. Like, when Franco's watching the TV, the reporter openly calls him a crime boss. Like, not like allegedly. It's like, oh, yeah, crime boss Gianni Franco.
Let's interview him.
And I'm just like...
And he's
in
like,
real
"Hi,
life-
I'm crime boss."
Like,
Gianni
in
Franco."
real life, you can't do that. You'll get
that's
sued.
That's slander.
Yeah, like, he's not like, convicted.
J. Jonah Jameson would never.
It's like, you know, like, you can't call Trump a crime boss, whether or not he is one. You just can't say that until they're convicted, right? Like,
Yeah, because it's technically not true yet.
it's like allegedly. Anyway, I thought that was very funny. Frank Castle's awakened by Franco and his men. Franco begs Castle for help in saving Tommy, and reveals that he's also taken Berkowitz hostage. Though later,
You gotta help my son, but also I kidnapped your friend. If
Yeah.
you don't help my son, I'm gonna kill him.
exactly. Though later, Berkowitz very easily tricks the goon to escape.
That's the pizza scene.
Oh, dude, it's like my second favorite scene in this entire movie. When Berkowitz is like, "Hey, I really need to go to the bathroom," and the goon's like, "All right," and he tries to walk him, but he's like handcuffed.
He's
So
like-
he's like, "So are you gonna handle the equipment, or?" And so the guy like uncuffs him, and he goes, "Is there an IQ test for in the interview process for your position?"
And
He's
the guy's like, "Huh?"
"Huh?" And he just like beats him up, takes his gun,
And the other guy walks in. "I got the pizza,"
and he beats him up too.
and he takes a slice of pizza and eats it.
That whole sequence, man, I loved it.
No, that was good. That was good.
So funny. Again, there's a lot of like subtle humor in this movie.
That pizza looked kind of good too. Honestly, I want a New York
New York
slice.
pizza.
Oh,
Is Eagles Pizza open?
we should have got pizza, man.
We always forget to get pizza when it's like a New York thing.
I know we forgot it for Ninja Turtles.
I will never forgive ourselves for that.
We're so stupid.
Eagles is open till 4 a.m. Holy shit.
That's insane.
It's like this little pizza spot that's only open at night.
Is that a different one from the one we walked past?
Yeah, it's a walk up. It's a walk up window.
Whoa.
That's it. That's it. It's a little. It's
By the slice?
Yeah. It's the size of the whole restaurant's the size of this bedroom, dude. It's a walk up window. That's all it is.
That sounds great right now.
You want to get a slice a little bit?
I'm down.
Okay, let's do it. Okay, anyway.
All right.
Castle agrees to work together. Castle agrees to work with him at the basement to the Yakuza's dojo base Punisher and Franco employ the help of Shakes to sneak into the tower. Shakes was supposed to blow out the lights of the building, but clumsily drops the remote down a drain.
Oh no!
So Punisher and Franco must shoot everyone in bright lights.
It's like that scene from the Thunderbolts.
What scene?
When Yelena was supposed to put out the lights and it wasn't working, or turn on the lights and it wasn't working. It was something like that.
Oh. I want to watch that movie again.
I do too.
Anyway, when Shakes finally cuts the lights, Punisher goes hand to hand with their best martial artists and is saved when Shakes finally activates the bombs. He's having his whole movie in the sewers, and it's fantastic.
Also, don't they like go up to the dojo and just start shooting everybody?
Just spraying everybody. None of them have guns, by the way. They might not be guilty of any crimes also.
Yeah, they're just training martial arts.
They're trainers.
It's a school.
Yeah.
Like, that's kind of fucked up.
It could be legit for what we know. Berkowitz yells at a smart-ass elevator repairman to get up to the scene of the crime. And Punisher fights Tanaka's daughter. Have we mentioned that she's like a hot Eastern European ninja?
She's hot.
Because it was weird. The first time I saw this movie, I didn't realize that they're like the relation. But apparently, Franco mentions early on like Tanaka's background, and Tanaka adopts this girl at birth from like somewhere in like
Was
Russia.
she supposed to be like an Elektra type character?
Which
Were they
one?
just doing the hand?
Tanaka?
The daughter.
The daughter, maybe. Yeah, maybe because she's European.
Right.
Oh, okay.
Were they just doing the hand in this?
They probably, yeah, they probably were. Let's be honest. They probably read a couple comics. I was like, oh, hey, look here, but like the hand, that's silly.
That's
Yakuza.
silly. Let's call him the foot.
Yeah. So anyway, the first time I saw this movie, I thought they were like the same age, but then like on a rewatch, I'm like, she's probably like in her 20s, and the other one's probably like in her late 30s.
Late 30s, early 40s, maybe.
Yeah, early 40s.
Yeah.
So it's like, yeah, she adopted her at a very young age. She's like a crime boss, so it's like
Allegedly.
she doesn't have to like, of course, she doesn't have to like raise this girl. She can hire people, right?
Right.
I don't know. It was weird that she's like the daughter.
It's also weird that there's like this backstory that they do nothing with.
Yeah. Anyway, she's like a hot Eastern European ninja.
Hell yeah.
Anyway, and like they like fight, and she's got like swords in her shoes and shit. It doesn't matter. He breaks her neck.
Pretty easily too.
It's like, well, he got stabbed a bunch.
Yeah, but it didn't really seem to do much to him.
Oh,
It's like, ow.
that's true. He got stabbed earlier too.
Yeah.
Franco encounters Tanaka holding Tommy at gunpoint. That's his son. Being the evil psychopath that she is, she demands that Franco puts his gun in his mouth and kill himself before she'll let Tommy go. And Tommy must watch. But Punisher breaks in and throws a knife right at her head, saving Tommy.
Hell yeah. He's very accurate.
Oh yeah, it was just weird because he just jumped. He like just jumped into the room. Anyway, the showdown between Tanaka and Franco is all like direct to the camera. I don't know if you noticed that. It's a little bit weird, but like I also kind of didn't hate it. I thought it was pretty cool.
I thought it was one of the better scenes in the movie. Like, it was
Yeah.
one of the more well acted scenes in the movie.
Yeah, so it's kind of rare that you have like it's called shot counter shot is the style of back and forth.
Yeah.
Where you put the camera, it's two cameras at two different times.
Well, it's like you're seeing them from the perspective of the other person. Kind of.
So in shot counter shot, you're seeing it from the perspective of a third person omniscient.
That's
so
like standing between them, I guess?
Yeah,
Okay.
where they're turning their and that's why there's such a thing as called the 180 rule, where the camera shouldn't go past a straight line down the room, meaning the camera should just turn its head left and right so that the viewer understands the space.
Right.
So the camera's here talking to this person, then this person, this person, and this person, but the camera goes over there, then suddenly the person on the right becomes the person on the left, and it's confusing. But in this scene, they're talking directly into the camera. So now it's like a POV shot where you become the
Right.
other person back and forth. It was interesting, and I didn't hate it. Is all I'm
It
saying.
was good. And then it was like pretty dark too.
Oh, yeah. I was gonna mention there's another Punisher movie that does this.
Is it Warzone?
No, it's the first one or second one, whatever.
First one.
It's
Oh,
the Thomas Jane one,
oh,
and
okay.
it's only in an extended scene. So there's two cuts of the movie. There's an extended cut,
It's like unrated too, right?
unrated, yeah.
Okay.
And it has a subplot in it where Punisher goes after like a few people and so he goes after this one guy. I don't remember the details. I saw this movie forever ago. And he finds this one guy and he doesn't kill him. He just gives him the gun. And he says, "You're gonna kill yourself, or I'm gonna kill you."
Mm-hmm.
And the guy puts his gun in his mouth and he kills himself. And I was like, that's so fucking dark. And I didn't like it at the time. I was like, I think I'd prefer the regular cut over this cut.
That sounds familiar. I might have read about that too, because I don't think I've seen that. I think I've only just seen like the theatrical cut. Also, the only thing I remember from the movie is just John Travolta getting dragged by a car at the end. That's the only thing I remember.
You don't remember the guy, and I forget his name. He's like a Russian guy.
The Russian
Blonde.
with like the tank top.
red and white shirt.
The only reason why I remember him is because there's a character called the Russian that looks exactly like him in the comics. So that's is that Kevin Nash?
Oh, is it? It
Is
might
it?
be. Yeah.
It wouldn't surprise me if it was.
I don't know. It might be.
I feel like we talked about that in the Ninja Turtles podcast.
Yeah, this seems familiar.
It seems familiar.
It was like 4 years ago or something.
Yeah, it's been a minute.
Franco sends Tommy away and thanks Punisher for his help and for wiping out all the competition, but can't let Punisher live. Tommy sees this, and Punisher and Franco wrestle for the dropped gun. Tommy begs his dad to stop fighting, and Punisher is able to shoot Franco. Tommy picks up the gun and threatens to kill Punisher. This doesn't faze Frank Castle at all. He kneels and puts the gun to his forehead and asks Tommy to shoot him.
I actually really love this scene.
This is, this is probably the best Punisher scene because I don't think Frank Castle has that much to do character-wise in this movie at all.
No, except for like
just like
get convinced to save kids.
Yeah, like just
That's
be
about
cool.
it. Yeah,
right. Like
yeah.
be a badass.
But like this is him like being a character.
Yeah, right. God forbid you be a character for a minute. Maybe if he does this, he won't grow up to be the evil criminal like his father. Tommy can't shoot Frank and collapses into Frank's arms. Frank congratulates him, but then also threatens him that if he that he'll be waiting if he grows up to be like his dad.
Honestly, this is very Frank though.
Hey.
He's like, dude, kill me. Yeah, do it. And he's like, all right, you didn't, but like, don't be bad.
Yeah, like if you're bad, I'll kill you when you're a grown up.
Yeah, it's this is good, genuinely good stuff here. It's just a shame that it's at the very end of the movie.
Right. Frank Castle escapes and is next seen meditating in his sewer lair in the nude again, narrating that the guilty will be punished. The movie literally ends on a shot of his balls.
Do you see his balls?
I'm not kidding. Yes. The movie ends on his balls. Like straight up. Do you want to see? I'll show it to you right now.
I kind of want to see. Yeah. I don't think we can show this on stream, but
No, I'm not gonna put the balls on stream. I'm just saying. I'm just like, right here. I was just kind of like, but again, the first time I saw this movie,
like you didn't have to like brighten it or anything. It's just there, visible.
Nope.
Oh
right,
dear.
I'm turning it down. Okay, here we go.
All right. The sewer.
Here we go. We're in the sewer. He's doing his montage. He's doing his monologue. Yeah, here he is.
This is
naked,
so weird that he does this.
Look at that. Look right there.
Oh shit! They're just hanging there.
They're just. Yeah, that's what balls do, man.
Whoa!
This is the end of the movie. It ends on his balls, and then like fade to black.
I didn't notice that.
So, what a way to go, though, right? Like, if you're gonna like a hard cut out of your movie,
I mean,
and on the
it's
balls.
rated R, so
it's oh, they earned it for sure.
Let's go all the way.
So that's been the best nudity minute of films from PZ history, I think, right there, guys.
I don't think we're
This has
gonna
been
top
it.
that.
It'll never get better than Frank Castle's balls.
Yeah, like have any of the Marvel comics even gone that far?
Well, you remember Batman's dick, right?
Yeah.
Then they
They
took
censored
out.
it, though.
They censored it, yeah.
Batman doesn't go down on women.
Right. Only for Zack Snyder.
Only for Zack Snyder. But Marvel wise, does
I don't
Marvel
think
really
so.
do nudity?
I don't think so. I don't know.
I know they get pretty fucking violent, but I don't know if they ever do.
I mean,
like,
they have like their more adult-rated comic issues for sure. Like Punisher being one of them.
Oh yeah, I know. Like the Jessica Jones comic, she gets banged by Luke Cage.
In the comic?
Yeah, they do
Oh.
anal.
Really?
Yeah,
I didn't know about this. Do tell.
they don't show it, but it's heavily
Like,
implied.
talk about it.
Yeah,
Ooh.
but that's also a very good comic though. It's just called Alias. It's very good. I do recommend it. Anal sex aside.
Right. Okay.
Yeah. Um,
So that's the movie, you guys. Let's talk about it for a little bit. Analysis. I think this movie is the most fine of the older movies we've watched.
what do you mean by most fine?
It's just most middle of the road. Like it's
like it's not great.
it's not
It's not
great.
awful.
I can't call it bad either. Though. Like I did enjoy it.
I can see because this movie is a cult classic, and I can see why it is.
Sure. Like, you know, I'm glad you mentioned that because when you say cult classic, to me it means you didn't enjoy it in the theater. But the more you watch it year after year, the more you find enjoyable.
Well, that's
about
like
it.
a definition of cult classic.
What
But
do you think,
like,
though?
another definition would be like just like nobody really watched it, and
Oh.
like you're one of the people like Donnie Darko.
So you're saying it's good outright, but like it just wasn't appreciated.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because like, don't get me wrong, there's some like bad stuff in this movie, like the dialogue's not good, the writing's not great,
No.
but I do think the good stuff kind of outshines the bad, I guess.
Yeah.
Because we got the great stuff with Shakes. We've got like I said, that ending scene with Tommy, Frank, and what was the
Franco?
Franco?
Gianni Franco.
Crime boss.
So, yeah, I started...
That was good stuff.
I had to, like, reword a lot of things because I'm like, I don't want to say Frank and
Franco.
So I was like,
Yeah.
Punisher and Franco. Right.
Yeah. But no, like the third act of this movie I think was incredible.
Yeah, and again, I have to go back to, like, the action. Like, the action has a good... The action's, like, legit good.
Minus the boat scene.
That's an editing thing, though.
I
You know
mean,
what I mean? Like the
That's part of the action is the editing.
I understand. You're
Yeah.
right. You're right. But like, yeah, the editing there is bad, but like the choreography and the fights in the third act are really good.
Now it's no Terminator 2 Judgment Day, but
Oh, right. 'Cause that's what the director did before this.
right. But no, like I still do think like overall like I think the movie was good. I still like some of the older movies we watched better. Like I like the Captain America movies better.
Oh, well, I think this might be better in a lot of ways.
I think the
like,
quality of this one's better, but
that's what I'm saying. Like, I think it's technically better.
I think I personally enjoyed
well,
the Captain America
yeah, I
movies
think
more.
the characters are better in those, and the themes are better in
The
those.
writing might be better
The
too.
writing is right. Like, no, you're right.
Yeah.
Like the production in this is, I think, what saves it. You know, the action's good.
Well, and that's the difference between like the Captain America stuff was like TV movies, and this was an actual movie.
This is like a half a step above it, right?
Yeah,
Production wise,
it's not like AAA. It's like
Well, I'm just
single A.
Well, I'm just saying, like, this was made for theaters, but like not good enough.
Right.
Like it barely got a release.
I think it was the same thing with the third Captain America movie that we watched.
Yeah.
That one was in theaters, but like barely. It was like a foreign film that was like
yeah, it didn't
Yeah.
get released in the States.
yeah. And I think this is also considered a foreign film.
I didn't get that deep into it. I'll be honest.
I really want to say it's like a German produced film,
I mean, I can.
but I'm
look.
not totally sure. But no, like this is I get what you mean though, because I do think this is better than like I think this was better than Doctor Strange.
Oh, hey, sorry. While I'm looking this up, Nicole Kidman was initially cast.
Oh,
Um,
as detective?
hold on.
Because that's the only female character that it wasn't Asian.
Yeah, I guess. And I guess she left, and they got this girl. God damn, Nicole Kidman would have been so much better.
Yeah, that would have been.
She's an incredible actress.
She could have She could have delivered that one line a lot better.
Oh my god, dude, that line was so bad. Other random thing, Steven Seagal was interested in playing the
I'm
role.
so glad we didn't get Steven Seagal
I
on this.
know, right? You're right. It does have a cult following. I didn't know that.
No, people talk about this movie like a
$9
lot.
million budget. Like, this is low budget, even for '89. Like, that's crazy low.
Very cheap.
So it was given a worldwide theatrical release, except in the United States.
So the U.S. just never
So-
got this.
It was originally slated for U.S. release in '89.
So how did people
was-
watch this movie in the
It
U.S.?
was only shown at LA Comic Con and a sci-fi convention in 1990.
Holy shit.
However, the film never released a wide theatrical release in the United States due to New World's financial difficulties and its new owners not having an interest in theatrical distribution. So New World was sold like immediately.
Oh, so it was
after
just poor
this.
timing.
Yeah.
So so anybody that watched this in the U.S. basically was only able to watch like a pirated copy of it then?
I guess. Well, it went to home media to VHS.
I mean, eventually, but like
no, like a year later.
Oh, okay.
By April 1991, it was on VHS and Laserdisc by Live Entertainment, which is now called Lionsgate.
Oh, okay. You would have
Um,
had to like already have known that this movie was around though to go out and buy it.
So
though.
like it didn't premiere on a theater until 2008.
2008.
Yeah, with Mark Goldblatt showed it himself.
Wow.
Damn.
So this movie's kind of got an interesting history to it then.
So there's a theatrical cut and an uncut and an extended work print. Those were all on like a DVD at some point.
Okay.
And then Goldblatt, the director, this is something I want to talk about.
Mhm.
Expresses regret at the removal of Punisher's iconic skull logo.
Yes, because there is no skull.
Yeah, so costumes.
him.
He's not wearing the fucking costume.
Right. He's just wearing a leather jacket.
He's just and don't get me wrong, I think it's good.
Or he's naked.
he look or it balls out, right? Balls to the wall.
That's
Now,
the costume.
He looks good. I'll just
No,
say it.
he looks like the Punisher. He looks like Frank Castle
Right. But
minus skull.
he's not wearing the skull.
It's like Venom
Yeah.
without the spider.
Yeah. And they made 3 movies like that.
And I fucking hated them.
Um
This movie's better than all 3 Venom movies. Is that a hot take?
okay, hold on though. Like, I don't think this movie. Here's the thing: if this movie, and I meant to say this, like, if this movie came out in theaters today, I would hate it. You know what I mean? I give it a pass because I'm like, oh yeah, like it's the '80s and this is $9 million and like you catch us on TV or whatever.
Well,
But like,
the equivalent of this being released today would be if this was a fan film. If this was a fan film, would you be like, oh, that's pretty decent?
I guess, but like, I just, I'm giving it a big pass because it's funny and because the action's really good.
This movie is kind of hilarious.
It's kind of hilarious, yeah. But I don't think it's like Punisher does nothing. Like his character does nothing. He shoots and he saves people,
yeah.
and like he delivers 1 or 2 lines, and that's kind of it. Like he has no character.
Not till the end.
Yeah,
Yeah.
right, exactly. Everyone else is just kind of acting circles around him, except for the girl. So, I mean, like Franco was great.
Yeah. Even the kids were pretty decent.
Yeah, they weren't bad. The lieutenant was great. I don't know. Like, it's not like I'm having trouble with this one because I'm like, it's not a great movie, but like it's still worth the watch. I think.
Okay.
Like I don't know. Like the action's good. If don't know, dude. It's 90 minutes. You know, like, what do you have to lose?
I will say this movie gets a lot done in 90 minutes. It
yeah,
really does.
and it's enjoyable. Like, for the action alone, it's enjoyable.
If this was on TV, which I don't think it ever will be, I'd keep it on.
I'd sit and
Like,
watch it.
I wouldn't change the channel.
I'd sit and watch it and, like, I don't know, do work or.
And I think that's what you mean by, like, it's the most, like, okay of all the old movies we watched, yeah. Because I think even the bad Batman movies are probably better than this.
Yeah, like, I don't know.
Yeah.
I have no hard feelings against. I have no strong feelings at all. Let's put it that way.
Either way.
Again, like.
So, all right, would you put this above Doctor Strange? And, like, Dr. Mordred?
Oh, I don't remember those movies that well. Doctor Strange, probably above Doctor Strange. Yeah.
Yeah,
that late
I'd
70s TV movie.
I'd put it over Doctor
Yeah.
Strange. I don't know if I'd put it over Dr. Mordred because I actually kind of really liked Dr. Mordred. I thought it was cool.
I think I thought I was stupid. I don't remember, dude. I remember the T-Rex.
The T-Rex was cool.
Anyway.
I remember liking the actor. I can't remember his name though, but a lot of people liked him because he was in like Star Trek or something.
He's in he's in Star Trek. He's in a bunch of like body horror movies.
I can't remember his name, but we had a lot of fans of him come out.
Yeah,
Like when we were covering that movie. But I liked Mordred. I don't know. I guess middle of the road is pretty spot on for this.
Yeah. Let's go to Keep or Cancel, and then we'll come back and decide what we're doing with this movie.
Okay.
Let's talk about Dolph Lundgren. He's a Swedish actor, filmmaker, and martial artist.
Okay.
Yeah, born in Stockholm in 1957, which makes him 67 years old.
Wow.
Yeah.
He's older than Benjamin Bratt.
Older than Benjamin Bratt, but not as old
As Jimmy Smits.
Jimmy Smits. This is the kind of... Sorry, guys. these
Nobody
are
fucking knows what we're talking about.
We're talking about Andor. So that's what this means. Anyway. So he got to start as in a cameo in a James Bond film, A View to a Kill. That's 1985.
1885.
They wrote 85.
Do you have that movie in your collection?
I have all James Bond movies. So yes.
I see Dr. No up there.
Yeah, go like 10 more or something. This is or like I don't know.
A View to Kill. It's 2 movies after Moonraker. It looks like
A View to a Kill.
A View to a Kill.
Yeah. Anyway, yeah, so he's in that. He's
James Bond titles are so weird.
I know. And then Rocky 4, right out the gates.
This is his. That's what most people know him
That's
as.
his breakout role.
Yeah.
Ivan Drago.
If he dies, he dies.
If he dies, he dies. This is the Rocky movie I watched the most as a kid. I watched Rocky 4.
Rocky 4 is the one you watch the most?
Yeah, man. I don't think I ever watched.
I think I watched 2 the most.
I didn't watch 1. I'm pretty sure.
I don't know if I've ever seen one.
That's the only good one, by the way. According to like critics, that's the only good one.
I know Apollo Creed and all that, but I don't think I've ever seen one.
So I watched like 3 every now and then, but 4 was the one that was like always on TV.
Okay.
And I always watched. And I was like, yeah, fuck Russia, man. Look at these fucking dudes, dude.
I'm gonna watch Rocky 4 and I'm gonna watch Miracle.
And then I'm just like all hopped up on Cold War propaganda.
And then I'm gonna play Call of Duty Black Ops.
I loved Rocky 4, dude. He beats Ivan Drago at the end. Spoilers. Anyway, Masters of the Universe. He plays He-Man.
Shit! Aren't we gonna talk about that?
Yeah, we're gonna cover that movie.
You know, there's a new one coming out.
Yes.
And there's been a lot of casting for it. I think it's already filming, actually.
Yeah, but it's like a scrawny guy though. I don't think he's that scrawny.
I don't think he's that scrawny.
I think
he's not He-Man, but
well, he's playing He-Man.
I know, but he's not like what you would picture He-Man necessarily.
Well, I mean, I think that's kind of the point though. Like, you want a guy like John Cena,
but
right?
also
Or
like
The Rock. Sized. I don't want The Rock.
Isn't
I'm
he
saying
just
The
kind of
Rock
a normal
sized.
guy until he like gets the power of Grayskull and then he
I'm
becomes
gonna
He-Man?
be perfectly honest, man. I know nothing.
I know
about
very little. You know who knows a lot about Masters of the Universe? My dad.
Let's call him up. We should phone a friend on here. You know what? We should phone a friend every now and then.
I'm pretty sure my dad had a bunch of like He-Man toys and
And
stuff.
just like literally call somebody on speaker and be like, "Hey, can you tell us about this?"
Tell us a little bit about He-Man and the Masters of the Universe. Maybe a
Anyway.
little bit of She-Ra.
Oh yeah. Right Scorpion, and then the Punisher. That's this. Universal Soldier, and
Okay.
Johnny Mnemonic.
I don't know Johnny Mnemonic, but it sounds familiar to
It's
me.
a sci-fi movie with
Dolph Lundgren?
No, Matrix. Well, yes, but Matrix guy. What's his name? Keanu Reeves.
Oh, Keanu Reeves in it?
Yeah, he stars as Johnny Mnemonic.
Okay.
I've heard people talk about this movie, but I know nothing about it. Anyway, that was the last like real theatrical movie he did for a long time, because then he was in 2 decades of directed video action movies, many of which he directed himself.
Oh.
And they all have overwhelmingly bad reviews.
Oh, bless him. He tried.
Well, did he succeed though? It sounds like he just found a niche, like something
Like Adam Sandler.
Yeah, exactly. Like, what's the moneymaker?
It's
Not
like, oh,
everybody has
it
to make
seems like
good.
people really like when I'm in like cheesy action movies.
Yeah, exactly. Not everyone has to make good movies. You know what I mean?
And as far as I know, he's not like an asshole like Steven Seagal.
Exactly.
So I mean, that's already makes him way
Exactly.
better.
And that's all Steven Seagal does, right? That's all he's good for. Is those
Cheesy action movies,
Yes.
and he's an asshole.
Yeah.
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 Okay. Yeah.
But I don't know, dude. If you find a living making like or hawking some crap on the side of the road and makes you money, and like good for you.
Yeah. Do it.
If Homeboy here is just making the same bad movie over and over again, and it's making him a career, then by all means.
And if he enjoys doing it, hey,
yeah,
what the hell?
You know what? Making more money than we are.
Am I gonna watch it? Probably not.
Probably not. Yeah.
But I respect you.
So, and I really mean 2 decades. I mean like
Literally
30 movies
Oh shit.
of just like crap. Okay.
I'm surprised. I see that he was in one of the Expendables movies. I'm surprised he wasn't in the first one though.
Oh right, yeah. Well, Expendables started like just adding like famous.
It's like,
action
oh, let's
stars.
keep getting action stars from like
Yeah.
decades past.
Right. So he was in Hail Caesar, which is a great movie.
Uncredited?
Uncredited. I don't even remember him in that movie. Next time I see it, I'll keep an eye out.
How often do you watch it?
I've seen it once, but I really like it, and
Okay.
I love Coen
Just-
Brothers
You said next time I see it with such confidence.
because Coen Brothers, dude. I'm gonna see a Coen Brothers movie again. He was in some more crap after that. He's in Creed 2,
Hey,
reprising his role as Ivan Drago.
I haven't seen the Creed movies, but I heard they're great.
One of the Creed movies was coming out, and we said, let's do all the Rockies, let's do all the Creeds, and I did not do that.
I didn't either.
Hmm.
Was it Creed 3?
No, it's probably, I mean, maybe.
Was that the Jonathan Majors one?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Yeah, Creed 2 was this one with Drago
Yeah.
and like his trainee.
Mm.
And then Creed 3 is Jonathan Majors.
Okay.
Aquaman, he plays King Nereus.
Who is King Nereus?
King Nereus is what's-her-face's dad. Aquaman's wife.
I almost said Merida, but that's not right.
Dude.
That's Pixar.
Yeah.
Amber Heard.
Yeah.
Dad. Yeah.
That's him.
That was Dolph Lundgren.
That's Dolph Lundgren, yeah.
Oh.
He's pretty good in those movies.
Okay.
On
I
it-
hate the first Aquaman though. So
I like it just fine. Has an epic
I can't
third
wait
act.
for us to talk about it.
We talked about the second one.
We did
Like a
because
year
we did a
ago.
review on it.
Yeah.
We
he
liked
also-
it. Turns out most people hated it, but whatever.
That was fine. He also did some voice work, including Minions: Rise of Gru,
Okay.
and then Expend 4 Bowls, because it's Expendables 4. It's
They're
stylized.
doing the Fant Four Stick thing.
Expend 4 Bowls. Anyway, I didn't see any one of those movies.
Expend 4 bowls. 4 bowls for who?
4 bowls for the Expendables. You have one for Schwarzenegger, one for
Terry Crews.
Derek Crews. You got another for Stallone,
Okay.
and then Dolph Lundgren gets the 4th one. Is it Megan Fox in one of those or something?
I think they added her. Or like Gina Carano or something. That wouldn't
Oh,
surprise
yeah,
me
right?
either. I have no idea. I've seen the first one, that's it.
I've never seen any of them.
The first one's okay.
Is it?
Like super okay.
They all look so bad.
It's pretty dumb.
Anyway, and then the Aquaman sequel, and look, he's I think he has some more direct-to-video bad movies, but
So he's in a lot of stinkers, unfortunately.
yeah, you know what? It clearly is making him a lot of money.
Yeah.
On TV, he's in Sharknado 5, Global Swarming. By the way, I looked into Sharknado lore for this.
How many are there?
it's
Are there
insane.
5 or are there more?
There might be more. He's just in the 5th one.
Oh God.
But like apparently, like it started as just like a tornado that just happened to pick up some sharks.
And it's like, oh, it's a Sharknado.
It's a Sharknado.
Yeah.
Like the shark's gonna fall.
It was
on
a
me.
cheesy sci-fi movie.
Yeah. Now, like towards the end of like the Sharknado run, it's about teleportation, ancient shark gods, time machines.
All right. Well, now I'm suddenly very interested in this series.
it's insane. Okay.
I like wacky lore, so
Oh yeah.
I might be down to watch those.
I-
If anybody else is.
I think you might enjoy more like a video of someone talking about Sharknado
I do like
Then-
lore videos also.
than actually like watching. Find the
I will sit
films-
down and watch a 4-hour lore video.
Find films from the Sharknadoverse. Someone out there is doing that, and you might like that.
Okay.
It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia. He plays John Thundergun,
Oh.
the hero of the fictional movies that they keep trying to go see in It's Always Sunny.
Whoa, hang on. In Thundergun Express, he hangs dong.
Right. But
in
like you
this,
don't-
he hangs balls.
yeah, no way that's an accident, right? It's probably an accident.
It's probably an accident, but it works.
So in this one, he actually shows up in Thundergun 4
Four.
Maximum Cool.
Which one is that? One of the later seasons?
I think so
assume?
because I've never seen this before.
I know Thundergun Express.
that's the one where they're all
They're all trying to get to the theater.
yes, great
but
episode.
Barack Obama was in town or something.
Yeah.
and it ruined everything.
And
Thanks, Obama.
Yeah. And Frank steals the boat.
And he calls. Frank calls a bomb threat on the movie theater.
That's where like there's a meme comes from that boat scene when he steals the boat to go see Thundergun.
Go see Thundergun.
Anyway,
Yeah, he hijacks like a tour boat.
yeah. And Chinese people are very confused. So his personal stuff. He came to the U.S. in the 70s on academic scholarships.
No,
Turns out, dude's a big smarty pants.
really?
He studied chemical engineering at Wazoo. That's Washington State.
They call it Wazoo?
Yeah, you didn't know about Wazoo?
I didn't know that that's what they called it.
In like sports, they call it Wazoo.
I don't watch college sports.
Washington State, they call it Wazoo. Anyway,
Oh, okay.
Clemson University, and
I know Clemson.
He got a master's in. Did you live in South Carolina?
I lived in North Carolina.
Oh, okay. Close
So
enough.
I heard a lot about Clemson.
About
Yeah.
Clemson, yeah. Okay. And he got a master's in chemical engineering at the Royal Institute of Technology in Stockholm, Sweden, but then returned to the U.S. to go to MIT to pursue a PhD.
Jeez.
Dude's very smart, okay?
And then he was like, nah, I got to go be in Rocky 4.
Exactly. He didn't finish his PhD because his acting career took off. But the dude's kind of a genius, and you wouldn't... Well, okay, again,
You know what? I got a lot of
his-
respect for him. I
his-
do.
In his career, in his acting credits, you wouldn't think it, but like acting and intelligence don't go hand in hand,
No,
right?
no.
Like
This just tells me that he's not a great liar.
he's clearly maybe he's clearly a good businessman
Mm-hmm.
because he's gonna make 20 to 30 bad straight to video movies,
And he's going to get paid for it.
and he's gonna get paid for it, and he found his shtick, right? He knows,
and he probably has a good time doing it.
oh, for sure, he's having fun, he's making good money, and he's a really smart guy, and I appreciate that,
Damn.
and I think that's why I'm gonna keep.
Dolph Lundgren could have been Mr. Dr. Lundgren.
What do you say?
He could have been Dr. Lundgren.
Oh yeah, that would have been fun.
Uh,
He didn't finish his PhD out.
Uh.
Actually, he did marry some girl who's like 40 years younger than him, so that's a little bit creepy.
but I mean, what is she like? Is she like 40? And he's like,
I think she's like in her 30s or something. He's
whatever.
Like in his 60s to 70s. or
whatever. I'll
something.
keep him because honestly, he just seems like a cool dude.
Like
Overall,
I like that he's smart. He's a big old smarty pants.
yeah, I like that he's smart.
It's pretty cool.
I like that he doesn't use his intelligence for evil.
Yeah, right.
He uses it for fun.
He uses it for like B movies.
Yeah, good for him.
Good for him. Keep.
Is that wasted potential? Maybe, but
I mean, he's rich, so I don't think.
I don't
he'd
think he
say so.
cares.
Yeah.
yeah. I
If
meant
some-
I meant for the world.
if
Could he have
someone
bettered
told me-
the world
Okay,
in
so
some
like
way? you think?
I'm an engineer. If someone told me, hey, like quit that shit, and here's like $1 million,
You'd do
like,
it.
I'd be like, yeah, all right,
Yeah. Okay.
I'm
Yeah.
done.
I'll do something else.
Because that's more money.
I'll
than-
figure something else out.
Yeah, like I'll just do that. I'll just take the money and then just do something for fun. I'll do this podcast for fun, right?
Yeah.
So like, I don't blame him at all.
No, not at all. I am also in the keep camp with him.
Perfect. All right, into the Phantom Zone. Let's finish up on this movie. We sound like we were kind of like divided on like do we appreciate this movie for its good action and production quality, or do we hate it because of its like writing and acting?
Even the bad writing and acting though, it's like there's a bit of it that's funny though. Like some of it's so bad that it's funny.
I think this movie's hilarious.
Yeah.
And it's you're right. It's a combination of like seeing like something that's like cheesy and bad and something that's like very intentionally meant to be funny.
Right. And it's like this movie is kind of already forgotten, isn't it?
Oh yeah, dude. I don't think I knew.
There's a lot of people that don't know this movie exists.
I didn't know it existed until we started this podcast.
I don't think anybody in our friend group knows this movie exists.
No, not at all. What? No.
Yeah.
I asked them like, "Hey, tell me about tell me about a Punisher movie." They're gonna be like, "I don't know that one."
Everyone goes straight to the 2004 one.
Yeah, that one. I think even the Warzone one's like kind of forgotten about.
That one's also, I think, a cult classic.
Really?
Yeah.
It was so under the radar when it came out. It was like 2008 or 9 or something or 10.
And was it even advertised as a Punisher movie?
Yeah, but like it was just so. I didn't like it. 'Cause
That's
it was
the
a
Ray Stevenson one, right?
Yeah, it's Ray Stevenson. But like I didn't like it because it was a reboot, and and the trailers looked bad.
I didn't watch it.
I didn't know.
I never saw it. So whenever we do it for the podcast, it'll be my first time seeing it. But anyway, back to this one. Like this one's already kind of like forgotten. So you think maybe this one should be brought out to the light?
Yeah, I'm gonna say yeah. I think you should. If you're a Punisher fan, you should definitely watch it. If you're a Marvel fan, you should watch it. If
there's
you're
something there even for just the history of it.
Dude, if you're like 80s TV movies, if that sounds fun to you, if you're nostalgic about, like, yeah, dude, it's fun.
If you like Rocky 4, you should watch this movie.
Yeah, it's not as good as Rocky 4. Which
it's also not as good as Terminator 2.
No, right? Like I don't know. I think it's an okay time. It's kind of funny. Like
don't take it too seriously.
I wasn't like I don't know. Like I wasn't like what's the word? I wasn't being dragged through it. Like I wasn't watching it against my will. Like
right.
I enjoyed it.
It wasn't a miserable experience. Or anything like that. Yeah.
You know, the action's good. It's it's fun to see how Punisher's gonna kill this next person.
They'll find a creative way to do it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
he might even be wearing high heels when he dies.
Yeah. I need answers about that, by the way.
But yeah, no, this is definitely not in the Phantom Zone. I do think more people should at least know of this movie's existence.
Yeah, like try it out. I'm not gonna like sing its praises. I'm just saying try it out.
You know what's upsetting is I think very recently what's the YouTube channel? Sunday Movies.
Oh yeah.
They recently did one on this movie.
Oh, they would because Punisher was coming out.
I feel like they're always doing the same shit we're doing.
Well, so back in the day, they were doing like video games and like comics and stuff, but then they were like,
is it Mr. Sunday Movies?
Yes.
Okay. Australian YouTuber, shout out.
Yeah, it's a very famous people.
Yeah,
10 times more famous. Yeah, 100 times more famous than we are.
I feel like every time we're gonna do a movie, I see the movie we're about to do pop up on their channel.
Yeah, because they're like the most famous of like the people doing like old movies.
Yeah,
but they weren't. And I've said this before. In fairness to us, they weren't doing this when we started this. Okay, they were doing comics. They were doing video games. They were mostly doing video games tie-ins to like whatever movie's coming out.
Right.
But then they quickly realized that that's a lot of work. And that the comics is also a lot of work because you need to get a guy to animate the comics.
So, like, what if we just watch an old movie and then talk about it for...
That's so
their
much
videos
easier.
Are fairly short, too, like 20 minutes.
Yeah, and they're fucking hilarious.
Yeah.
Incredible.
Australian content creators are pretty fucking funny.
Oh, my God, yeah. And they're friends with all the other Australian guys.
Auntie Donna.
They're friends with Auntie Donna. Auntie Donna is so fucking funny. Anyway, I love them. Don't get me wrong. I'm just saying...
Quit stealing our shit.
Yeah. More people can have the same ideas. All I'm saying. And because of that, since they transitioned to just like doing like old movies based on the movies that are coming out, which is like what we do, I like make it a point to just not watch them anymore because I don't want my opinions like
swayed.
and then I'm gonna make the same joke or something because it's in the back of my head.
And then you stole it.
Yeah,
but like not on purpose.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So after this, I'll see what they think of this movie.
Okay.
Anyway. Yeah. So not in the Phantom Zone for me. Not in the Phantom Zone for you.
No.
Let's wrap this up. Thank you for listening. Thank you for subscribing. Thank you for that piano dude for a musical intro. Make sure you leave a rating and review on Apple or Spotify or wherever you get this podcast, and tell a friend, please.
Tell all your friends, please.
Yeah, our friends. Oh wait, cheap views on Streambo.
Oh, nice.
Oh wait, I don't have it set up.
Ban that shit.
I don't have it set up for that though.
Get him out of here. Can I do that on my phone?
Where's mod? Fuck, I don't know, dude. Anyway,
I'll figure it out.
oh hey, we have a. Oh, it's the same one.
We have cheap viewers.
Anyway, you can support the show on Patreon, where you can listen to our second podcast called Where's Mephisto. You can listen to our outtakes and watch our news segments. Berto, what are we talking about? Where's Mephisto lately?
Lately on Where's Mephisto, we've been talking about Daredevil Born Again.
Yeah.
And Andor.
Yeah, Andor. We're going to do both those things.
I'm thinking
ahead of time.
4D chess. Yeah.
Oh, wow. Anyway, if you want to talk to us, you can hang out on our Discord server. And if you are listening to our podcast and you hate us and you want to correct the things that we're saying or you want to spew out your own opinion, you can watch us live on stream on twitch.tv/filmsfrompz, much like our friends. Oh, fuck, it all went away. God damn it. Who was here? Help me out.
Oh God. Arculus was here.
Spider Nerd was here.
Spider Nerd was here. Sabdrab was here.
RL Skill was here.
RL Skill was here.
Yeah.
Here. Whoa. And whoever that guy is, that bot that's spamming us.
That's a bot. If you want to be a bot and just tell us to like get cheap viewers on Streamboo, streamboo.com. You can come on Twitch.
Remove the space though in the .com.
You can find us on Instagram at FilmsFromPZ and TikTok FilmsFromPZ, and you can argue with us. You can find us on Instagram at Films from the Phantom Zone and TikTok Films from PZ, and you can argue with us on Twitter at Films from the Phantom Zone or Films from PZ. I mean,
and apparently we can stream on Instagram now.
I think we are live on Instagram.
We are.
Cool.
I think I was our only viewer, but
oh, okay. Anyway,
that's fine.
We'll see you guys next week. Berto, what are we doing next week? Fantastic Four?
Fantastic Four, the unreleased one from 1990. What was the year? Help me out here.
I don't know.
Shit.
You know what we should do when we watch that is also do the Arrested Development episodes. About that.
Where Tobias makes a musical based on it.
Yeah, and he comes home and he needs to get his rocks off.
Daddy's got to get his rocks off. Actually, I'm cool. I'm cool with doing that.
Okay, yeah. That's what we need to do.
Yeah.
Anyway, guys, we'll see you guys next time, and goodbye.
Bye. Maybe. Where are you? Daddy's going to get his rocks off.
All right.
That was season 4.
Thank you for subscribing, noob.
Oh, no problem.
And everyone else for being here. Thank you very much. I don't know who's here. It says we have a lot of viewers. So thank